Ow.
I'm right here. We are live now. Ow.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast on a Friday night. This is the After Hours Podcast. We're going to get kind of freaky and talk about video games. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I'm talking like this, by the way, but
Please stop.
everyone, welcome to podcast number 56. We have a very special guest, actually two very special guests tonight. And I want to introduce someone who is BRAP alum, the man with the cat gifts, the drunk cat, Al Alcohol Calls. What's up, Al? What's going on, man?
Hey, Enrique, how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing fabulous, man. I can't complain. It's Friday night. You know, we're gonna talk some video games. And Al, dude, let me tell you something, man. It's always great shooting the shit with you, man.
Man.
I miss talking video games with you, man.
Yeah, I play a lot of games.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that here shortly. Without further ado, we have Anchorman. What's up, Anchor?
Yeah, not too much. Friday night, drink a little bit, have a good time.
Dude, you had a very, 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 very big Friday night, man.
Oh yeah, it's been fun, man.
Yeah. So, yeah. My brother from Rivia, Sam. What's up, man?
Hey, how's everyone doing? It's a little unusual on us on a Friday night, but let's rock it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it now. I don't know why I'm talking like that.
There's always time for Arnie, man.
Yeah, there is. I'm right here. I say it to my 7-year-old. He's like, "Yeah, I know you're right there."
Dad, you're so weird.
No, seriously, he looks at me. My 7-year-old looks at me like a weird. He's like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Go to the chopper now, Maria." Yeah, he told, like, seriously, I'm gonna go to school one day and just start doing that. I'm right here. I'm totally gonna embarrass the shit out of him. Speaking of my 7-year-old, by the way, how many of you guys have pre-ordered the Switch? Anyone?
Nah, man, I learned my lesson. I'm not pre-ordering anything anymore. I'm like, no more systems. No.
Yeah.
What about you, Al? Sam, I know you haven't. But what about you, Al?
I had 4 locked in.
4?
What the?
I
You
can't
gotta make that money, man.
I hear that, man.
4. Oh, people don't know this in the podcast. I'm that guy that everyone hates on the internet that buys up the hot holiday items and flips them for profit. That's me.
You're a scalper, huh?
Dude.
Absolutely, man. How do you think I afford my lifestyle?
Oh, wow.
So tell me, what are you planning to flip the Switch for?
A $800 graphics card.
Dude, I hear that, man.
But I canceled all the pre-orders just because I'm so disappointed in what I've seen from Nintendo.
Really?
That's probably not what this podcast is about. I missed that podcast out. I know you guys already covered the Switch probably in fine detail, but for me personally, I think that this is it. This is the coffin.
Wow.
This is what sends Nintendo either packing their bags or only into directly only mobile.
But wow. So you think it's lights out for them then?
For the hardcore, absolutely.
Well, you know what? We'll tell you what. Al, we'll get back. Maybe we'll get back to Nintendo in a little bit.
That's okay.
Yeah,
different time
because we got some. Some topics to talk about this evening. Yeah.
I just walked into something dirty.
Yeah. Actually, Ron Jeremy was supposed to join us, but he cannot make it tonight. But
I'm out. See ya.
Yeah. Anyhow, so real quick, let's talk about what everyone's playing right now. Why don't we start with you, Al? What are you playing right now, man?
I played a whopping 20 minutes of Yakuza 0, and
Nice.
I love it. However,
does it give you Shenmue vibes?
Not really. I mean, sort of. Gives me more like like Final Fight, or not. Sorry, Fatal Fury. No, I was right. Final Fight and Streets of Rage-esque. Shenmue only sort of, but it's more like it's like a progression on Streets of Rage, like but with semi-open world. It's hard to describe in like an hour podcast. It's unless you play the Yakuza game, you know what I'm talking about. But I recommend everyone check out any video reviews of this to see if they might be interested in it, I'll tell you you'll have a good time. And the only reason I only played 20 minutes of it is because I was tainted in having playing Gravity Rush 2 last week, which I was really addicted to. And I got Resident Evil 7, and I put everything on hold for Resident Evil 7.
We're going to talk about Resident Evil 7. That's actually one of the topics of the podcast. But Al, so Gravity Rush 2, I'm actually playing that. But what are your? Sounds like you're loving it.
Oh, it's so good. The only thing I don't really like is some of the side missions can go from okay to terrible.
I've heard that.
But the good thing is that they're not required, but you want to get like all the different abilities, and some of the side missions are like required to do that. So it's like, but charm out the ass. Character design is phenomenal. Music is great.
Music is great.
The story is really good. One could even say that the story in the original Gravity Rush was kind of like cutesy, anime-ish, but this one is like it's grounded. It's kind of cool. It has a really big, strong political themes. It has racism themes. It has like all like revolutionary. Like you're like going into this game. You're like, you just think it's about this girl that has these crazy powers, but it's like there's all this other crazy shit going on, and you're a girl with these crazy powers, and of course the coolest sidekick in a video game ever, Dusty, the intergalactic anti-gravity cat. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's probably after Bloodborne my favorite PS exclusive this generation.
Really?
Yeah.
Those are strong words.
Far above
those are strong
4.
words.
Far above Uncharted 4.
Wow.
How do you like that?
Wow.
Hot takes tonight.
Yeah. I am the hot taco cat.
Would you agree that the camera and the controllers are much better?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's one of the first things I immediately noticed.
Yeah.
Wow. So you think it's better than Uncharted?
For me, I'm saying for me, yes.
No, I mean there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I'm just surprised.
And I say that because to me, Uncharted 4 is a beautiful game. It's a great story, but it's not something that I want to come back to. I literally haven't beaten it other than one time. I have no desire because I know what's going to happen because it's almost to a fault. It's almost way too linear for me. And maybe that's just my style now is I don't really like that so much now. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's wrong with me. You know, why everyone's like, Now on my top 10 games of the year, it's on there. It's definitely one of the best experiences I had last year, but I just don't. Oh, that's a beer. Somebody's opening a beer right now.
Cheers, my friend. Cheers.
Damn, you beat me to it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Cheers.
I don't know.
Cheers.
Opinions and all that, but it's still in my top 10 for the year last year. But I mean, side by side, I can see myself coming back to Gravity Rush. I can see myself replaying it to try to do stuff better. I don't know. That's just how I am, I guess. It's weird.
It's a beautiful game. I just, I get, it gives me like the feels like Jet Set, like just the visuals give me like the feels for like Jet Set,
Jet Set Radio Future.
Jet Set Radio. Yeah, thank you guys. Jet Set Radio Future, which is like one of my favorite Sega games. I mean, it just gives me those vibes, and it's such like for me like it's such a like nice break from the norm, from
that's another reason.
Shooter games and
that's another reason why I like it. I think it's the only thing that's been like it is it's itself. The first Gravity Rush. That's it. I mean, unless I just haven't seen any games like that, but I don't think so. I mean, it's awesome.
I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't either. Gives me kind of those Dreamcast vibes.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's like I don't know. It's a very video game, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. Actually, it really does. Kind of because for us, a lot of us are. Well, I should say a lot of us. Sam is. Well, I don't want to say you're young, Sam, but you're younger than me. And Anchor's.
I'm the youngest here. It's all right.
And Al and I are close in age, and I get what you're saying because growing up, like playing video games, like those are the kind of games that you play. Like it was very. Everything was set in like an alternative universe. It wasn't like realistic, like we see like a lot like games like Call of Duty, whatnot. So
yeah.
So is that it, Al? Are you playing anything else, or?
Well, I'll mention it because I have been addicted the last 2-3 weeks now. I've been playing a lot of Destiny on the Xbox One and the PS4. Yes, both because because
You're
I'm
back on
crazy.
Xbox One,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Oh, well, I just got I got it on the winter sale where you could get
Dude, we
Infinite
gotta play,
Warfare.
man.
You could get Infinite Warfare, Titanfall 2, and Destiny, like everything, for like $70 or $80. I was just like, oh, I might as well get them all. I mean, why not?
Have you had the chance to run Destiny with Marcel?
No,
He's
I'd
on
like
there.
to.
He's
Oh
on
well.
there. Yeah.
Oh well, I need to.
Yeah, we gotta hit
You
him
want to
up.
know how many raids I've done in Destiny?
How many?
Draw 0 on a piece of paper and look at it.
Wow.
I've never
Wow.
done any raids in Destiny before. I played Destiny when it first came out on PS4. Blindly, I bought the season pass like before I even came out. The game came out. Played it like nonstop for like, I don't know, 20 days. Like everything, like I'd all play. I'd be like, oh, and just do that. I also played like maybe an hour of PvP, thinking that it was trash at the time. Played the first expansion, for like a week. Played the second expansion for like a week, and then Rise of Iron came out, and then I just went balls deep. I was just like, oh, this is what is wrong with me? Why haven't I played these games? These are so great. And I'm trying to tell everyone, and everyone's like, yeah, okay, Al, we got you. You like Destiny? That game's like old as fuck. And I'm like, oh, but it's so good.
It is good.
But I don't know. It's awesome, man. That's my multiplayer go-to right now.
Dude, Bungie did it. I don't care what anyone says. Bungie did a hell of a job with that game.
Oh, dude,
the mechanics, shit.
They can't be touched. They can't be touched.
Top notch.
I honestly thought that Titanfall 2's mechanics would be like the GOAT, but no, man. After Rise of Iron and going back to the multiplayer, no, man. They wish they were the movement and everything was this good. That's
At least Titanfall 2 had a good story, though.
Yeah, all 6 hours of it. And all one good level of it.
It was short, but it did have a good story, though. I mean, it was, in all fairness.
I think the story was overrated.
And I think that, I mean, in terms of like the parkour and how fluid that game runs, I don't think anyone does it as good as them in that regard.
Yeah, but if you're gonna run the raid though, like you got to hook up with those Channel 5 guys. They play on Xbox and they do raids pretty much at least twice a week or something like that.
Damn.
Nice.
I'll get you connected with those guys. They're a pretty tough crew. They got everything down to a science at this point.
I actually haven't done the last raid. That's the only raid I haven't done yet. But I know, like when the last DLC dropped, I was grinding out with Marcel for a little bit and to try to get up to a point level up where I could do the raid. So
I'm 2 strange coins away from this badass assault rifle that Zer's selling right now.
Nice.
This assault rifle looks ridiculous.
It
actually shoots arc lightning out. I don't know if anyone's playing Destiny right now.
Whoa, wait!
They did a video.
Arc lightning?
Every third or fourth consecutive hit, it'll like do chain lightning to other enemies. It looks insane. It's almost like a game changer weapon. So I'm like, I gotta get these last 2 gold coins or strange coins before Sunday, man. So yeah.
Hey, real quick, John just joined us, but I don't see him. I see
the thing. Yeah, the Zalo Supercell. Nels Coney said it in the in chat. That's the assault rifle, and I actually have found an exotic skin for it.
Nice.
From way long ago, and I'm like, I can actually see what this exotic skin looks like on the actual exotic weapon. So I'm excited. That's my goal for tomorrow morning to get that.
Dude, I might have to hop back on Destiny, man. It's been a minute, but I have a love-hate relationship with that game. Like I'll grind out and I'll be like, oh my god, it's too much fucking grinding. And then when I hear if I take some time away from
welcome to the family, son.
There he is, dude. John, I was like, this is a Resident Evil 7 setting. Like all I saw was 2 doors, double doors. You were missing.
So that's actually why I'm here. So I don't have long because I'm supposed to be having a date night with my wife tonight. But I did want to come on real quick and drop some of the fucking hottest Resident Evil 7 takes you've ever heard.
Oh, that's no fair. I was here first.
No, my tacos are hotter than anybody's because I'm here to tell you right now, Resident Evil 7 is objectively a better game than Resident Evil 4.
Really?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sam said the same thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Al, you agree?
I agree. 100%.
So here's the deal, right? I said this on Twitter the other day. People like, "Ah!" And I was like, well, let me fucking explain. You know, like people were like, "Oh, you're so better than Resident Evil 4, man. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy, man." And I was like, well, hear me out, okay? Resident Evil 4 is a great fucking game, but we have hit the point with games like Final Fantasy VII is a great example. Like, it was great for its time. It's still great. It's a classic game, but it doesn't hold up well.
Absolutely.
And the same thing holds
that.
true for Resident Evil 4. I played Resident Evil 4 literally 3 weeks ago. I mean, I play this fucking game annually. We love this game because of what it did for the series and for the genre, like not just horror, but for third-person shooters. We love the game for the memories that it invokes, playing it for the first time and going through that world again and experiencing those things for ourselves, you know, again. But at the same time, when you look at it today, when you measure it against today's offerings, it looks like crap.
Yeah.
It controls like crap.
It controls terribly.
It controls like, I mean, Leon. I mean, sorry. I know. It came out. It was initially a GameCube game. What? No, it came out in 04.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't walk and shoot. You can't strafe. It controls terribly. It looks bad. It is completely, and this is a criticism that nobody ever wants to levy against Resident Evil 4, but it's too long. The castle goes on way too fucking long.
The worst part of the game.
It's, you know, like, I mean, and so the voice acting is shit. You know, Leon. You know, I mean, it's terrible. And then you got that fucking what's his name? I'm sorry, but it's got one of the worst Resident Evil characters ever. That Spanish cop. He's like, I see the president has equipped his daughter with a beast. I'm like, Jesus. Like, are you fucking kidding me with this shit, dude? So, and then you take Resident Evil 7, and by the way, Resident Evil 4, not scary. Sorry, but it's not scary. It was never scary. It was never scary. So, and for as much love as people give Resident Evil 4, and as much love as I give it, it started the series on the downward trend that ended with Resident Evil 6. I mean, that is the game that is responsible. Resident Evil 6 exists because of Resident Evil 4, which is one of the most beloved games of all time. So when you measure it up against a game like Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 7 is not just a great horror game, but it's also a competent first-person shooter, and it didn't have to be. But it is. I mean, the shotgun, for example, in Resident Evil 7 it's meaty, it packs a punch, it's extremely satisfying to use.
Resident Evil 7, the sound effects is great.
I can feel the kick into my shoulder. You know, the fear is back. It's a genuinely terrifying fucking game. It is a scary game.
Don't tell me that.
Which is exactly what Resident Evil needs to be. And when you want to talk about like getting nostalgia when you play Resident Evil 4, you think, oh man, the good old days back when Resident Evil 4 was just a fucking fantastic game all around, as opposed to a game that I like because of nostalgia. But when you play Resident Evil 7 and you walk into that save room and you hear the save music and you got your item crate, and I'm just like, man, like this is fucking Resident Evil like I have not experienced since 2 or 3. You know,
yeah.
So yeah. I mean, when you're looking at it, I mean, yes, Resident Evil 7 is a better game than Resident Evil 4.
Wow.
It is. It just is. And I mean, people are free to disagree with it, but it is what it is. It's like I said, like Final Fantasy 7. People revere Final Fantasy 7, but you know what? I mean, I went back and I played the HD version. I almost platinumed it. I got like 91% of the trophies, but you know what? It's I mean, compared to games like I know people will hate and dump on Final Fantasy 13 all you want, but go try the battle system, the active time battle system in Final Fantasy 13, and then go back and try the active time battle system in Final Fantasy 7, and tell me if you don't want to claw your fucking face off with how slow and cumbersome and just uninteresting it is.
It was really slow and cumbersome, but for its time though, it was.
For its time, it was great, but it's not 1998 anymore.
No, it's not.
No, it's not 2004 anymore. So we have to. So
standards go up.
Well, standards go up, and we can't judge games like Resident Evil 4 based on today's standards. We can't, because if Resident Evil 4 came out today, people would be like, "This is fucking awful. This is shit." Let's say you touch the graphics up. Let's say it looked fine, but it controlled the way it does, and the voice acting was as bad as it is, and it was. I mean, people. You'd be looking at a 60 on Metacritic. If you judged Resident Evil 4 by today's standards, you know. So a lot of this is Well, a lot of this is just nostalgia, like nostalgia, and it's nostalgia that the game has earned. But that's what it is. That's why we love it. We don't love it because it's a great. Because by today's standards, it's not a great game. It's not.
Right.
You know, and people were fucking flabbergasted that I said that on Twitter. You know, and you're like, John, how could you say that? Well, because it's the fucking truth. Go play Gears of War 4. If you just want to talk about pure first or third person shooting experience, go play Gears of War 4. And then go play Resident Evil 4, and then come back and tell me, John, you're crazy. Third-person shooting mechanics in Resident Evil 4 are fucking top-notch.
Yeah, man.
That's a great point, actually.
You're full of shit. You're full of shit. Sorry, but you are. Just because something did something great for a genre and pioneered it, doesn't mean you can judge it by the same standards 15 years later, or however long, and say that it's still objectively fucking great, because it's not. It's still something that you can enjoy and you can love, but the sad truth of the matter is that there are games that have far surpassed Resident Evil 4 in quality across the board. And Resident Evil 7 is one of them. It is a great fucking game. It is personally my favorite Resident Evil game of all time.
Wow. I've heard people say it's Game of the Year contender already.
It is. It is a Game of the Year contender. For
It
sure.
absolutely.
I'll
it
say
is-
what I told Sam like just a couple days ago. Like, I'm listening to you. I believe you. It's a good game. But I'm going to wait for the honeymoon phase to be over.
Have you played it? Have you played it?
I have not played it yet, but I'm just saying a lot of like, oh wait, when a game comes out, everyone's really excited about it. But I normally wait for about the month after, like after the contact high has gone down a little bit. Like, okay, you come back to it and have the same effect, same feeling.
Here's the thing, though. I'm sorry, John. Were you going to say something?
No. I've talked enough.
Well, I was just going to say, here's the thing, though, and this is something I was going to get to when you asked us, Enrique, what we were playing, but since we've all just jumped on Resident Evil 7, I'll just do it here.
Yep.
This is a game that I beat it. I got about 40% of the achievements, something like that, on my first playthrough. It took 11 hours. It was great. Absolutely loved it. This is a game I'm going to be replaying.
Yep.
A lot. I can easily see myself doing 3 or 4 more playthroughs this year alone.
And by the way, hey, Sam,
sorry, go ahead.
Let's praise the fucking DLC model that Capcom is working, by the way, because there is some big freak fucking content coming. And you know what?
Yeah.
The first drops next week.
Nice.
All the band footage stuff, and then you get I'm not going to spoil what it is, but then you get what looks like an entirely brand new playable campaign / scenario coming in a month and a half in March.
Yeah.
March.
And by the way, the end of the game, I won't, again, no spoilers, but the end of the game has huge ramifications and implications for where the series goes moving forward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, people who have finished it, you know exactly what I'm referring to. But I needed this, and I'll say this to Anchorman. Like, I needed this to be good. I really needed this to be good because I'm a huge Resident Evil and Final Fantasy are two of my favorite franchises of all time, if not my two favorite. And so I'm coming on the heels of 6. I really fucking needed this to be good. And it delivered on every conceivable level. And it didn't. And Sam, after this, I'll shut up and I'll let you finish, man. I'm sorry, man, but there's one more thing I have to say is that Resident Evil 4 Resident Evil 7 didn't make the mistake that 6 did. It didn't make the mistake that other games like Alien Isolation did. It didn't outlast its fucking welcome. It's a lean experience. You can finish it in about 8 or 9 hours. It took me 10.5 hours because I was thorough and explored.
Right.
But it by the time it ended, I felt satisfied. I was like, had this gone on any longer, it would have been too much. But the game, then that's the thing about the game is it is so perfectly paced.
Yes.
That it. I mean, from the minute you hit the guest house until the end of the game, the pacing just never lets up.
There was no section of the game at all to me that felt like it was too short or too long
or unnecessary. Exactly.
Everything felt like it had a place. Okay, and I'm going to try and be as I really don't want to give any spoilers, but nothing didn't make sense. Yeah. Everything had a reasoning. If you look at the files,
Yo, man, those videotapes sections are amazing.
Oh, especially the second one. Yes. You know what I'm talking about with the lantern you're running from Marguerite?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing is, man, is that this. I mean, I feel like games this generation. I feel like a lot of, not all, but a lot of developers are like, if we don't have a 45 to 50 hour open world experience, then nobody's going to want to play it. It's not going to be any good because that's what people want. But Resident Evil 7 is solid proof that you can have a tight, lean, focused 8-hour, 9-hour linear experience and have it be, in my opinion, much more satisfying than most open world fucking 60-hour collectathons that I've played this generation.
I would argue that that's where some of the indie developers have really excelled at.
Yeah,
doing games like that. Yeah.
Well, the game respects your time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's just the bottom line, and I feel like, and hopefully it sells well. From what I've heard, it's selling very well.
I hope so too.
Because this should be a message to devs that we don't. Not everything needs to be open world. I mean, you even saw open world influences in games like Uncharted 4. You know, like I mean, you know, with Madagascar and the boat section, and then you know, and not everything needs to be. I don't need to go explore the world in every single game.
No,
I don't. And as much as I love Final Fantasy 15, you know, like that game didn't need to be open world. It didn't.
Yeah,
you know,
it could have been tightened up a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong; it was my game of the year last year, but I mean, no game is above criticism, and that was one of my biggest criticisms of the game.
Right.
But anyway, I'm getting off track. Yeah, good for you. I had no idea. What a fucking game. What a game.
Let me just tell you something, John. It's gonna go down as probably my favorite Final Fantasy.
It's. I mean, it's my second favorite behind 6. You know, and 6 is one of those rare games that we just talked about nostalgia. 6 still holds up.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say there's a whole bunch of games that still hold up, but you're right though, right in the money. 4 does not hold up. Resident Evil
doesn't. It really doesn't, man. Like
I mean, and I'm someone who literally owns like I think 9 copies of the game on 9 different platforms because I'm that much of a Resident Evil fan. But I don't know if I'd ever want to play anymore.
I'm sure I'll play it again. I'm a little miffed that there's no platinum trophy on PlayStation for it.
That's a shame. I had no idea.
There's no platinum trophy for Resident Evil 5 or 6 either. But on PS4. But you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I mean, Resident Evil 4 is, you know what, and you know what it reminds me of in a weird way. And you guys will probably think I'm crazy, but I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsuna is JRPG chicken soup for me, right? Like I can pick up I Am Setsuna if I want like an old school turn-based experience. That aside from a slight visual upgrade has not deviated from, you know, the battle system in Chrono Trigger, for example, then I'll go play I Am Setsuna because it gives me that feeling of getting in a warm blanket and sitting down and playing something that I could have played in my teens on my Super Nintendo. Resident Evil 4 gives me that same feeling. You know, objectively, no, it's not a great game anymore. It's, I mean, if you judge it by today's standards, it's not. But the memories it provides me when I'm playing it. Mm-hmm. It's still a joy to play. You know, it just doesn't hold up well, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that.
Right.
I'm talking a lot tonight, guys. I'm sorry.
Do you mind? I was going to say no offense, but do you mind if I jump back into
no,
what I was going to say? I just want to say, and I know some people are going to be very, very mad at me for this, but here's the reality: Alien Isolation gave some help to this argument, but Resident Evil 7 is the definitive proof that horror games are better with weapons. They are much, much, much more enjoyable with weapons because it changes it from a context of simply dodging and learning the enemy AI and the tension built there into a feedback system for the player in what they're doing, and it places more weight and more risk on your actions.
I could agree with that. I mean, as a general thing, you have to be able to balance having the player feel like they have any control. Like when they die, like in Alien Isolation, when you die to the alien, it's like, oh well, the alien is invincible anyway. But like you can blame it on like, oh well, the game's built to be this way. But like when you die in like I guess maybe in Resident Evil, you feel like, okay, it's my fault a little bit. Like like when you have agency and you know there is the possibility of being able to kill something. It places the blame on the player and not so much the enemy AI.
I'm not saying games like Outlast aren't great in what they do. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just saying I think ultimately having the player having to manage that inventory and to manage their weapons, it places more weight and therefore you're going to take more risk. So that's my opinion. Anyways.
I'll tell you this much: like as far as Resident Evil 7 is concerned, dude. Highly recommend if you have finished it, if you've picked it up and you finished it on normal, which I highly recommend you start off on if you haven't pre-ordered it. After you're done and you know what you're doing, do a Madhouse playthrough. There are the items in the game, as I have learned, are in completely different locations.
And that includes story items,
and that includes story items as well. Some of them, not all of them. Like for example, here's a good example: the first boss fight with Jack Baker, right? Like, which is a great boss fight because it's not scripted; it can go multiple ways.
So many different ways. Yeah.
So you can run and grab. So it's in a garage, and there's a car. You can, and of course, you guys know you can grab the key off the desk and turn the car on, and fucking try to run him over with the car, right? Well, I was like, okay, well, I'm on fucking Madhouse difficulty, and this is hard as balls. So I'm just gonna grab the key and run him over, right? So I run over to the desk where the key is, no fucking key. I'm like, what the fuck's the key? And so I'm running around, and I find out that not only is the key in a toolbox that's in a different spot in the garage, but you have to find a lockpick lying around in the garage. Go pick the lock, get the fucking key. And Jack Baker, by the way, his speed is increased by 2 times in Madhouse difficulty.
Oh, shit.
So you haven't lived until you see Jack Baker literally sprinting at you from the end of a hallway with a fucking paint roller covered in nails.
I can't imagine what that's like, considering I was already doing some Courage the Cowardly Dog impressions when he was bursting through the walls and stuff.
And again, he's walking, Ethan. You know,
little Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, you know, and so and molded enemies show up much earlier. Like that second save room you get to right in front of the stairs when you go down to the basement. On Madhouse difficulty, I turn the corner and there's one of those fucking crawling molded enemies. And these things are also the molded run at you this time.
Oh, nice.
They fucking open up. They open up and they fucking sprint. And
That's not good. I don't want to hear that.
But honestly, like, and for like the Resident Evil purists out there, there are no more autosave points on Madhouse difficulty. They're gone. Those are gone. That's a distant memory. You need cassette tapes to save.
Nice.
So it's like ink ribbons.
Hey John, real quick. So I just want to interject here. B Money just joined us. What's up, B Money?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, B Money.
We're talking about Resident Evil 7, man. So John, I heard that. So I was listening to Super Deformed Gamescast last night, which goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday nights.
Why are you doing my job for me, man?
Because you're bending over right now.
That's right, sweetheart. Anyway, keep going.
But I heard JT. He's talking about he was giving his impressions on playing the game in virtual reality. Yeah, and so, I've heard a lot of people say that this is like the killer app for PlayStation VR.
That's what I've heard. Oh, sorry, let me leave this shit. I'm just turning my PlayStation on.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no. So yes, it absolutely is. From what I've heard, again, that's me on the outside looking in because I don't own PSVR. Excuse me, but you know, then again, I mean, I think it's kind of sad that Sony doesn't have a first-party killer app. But that's just. But having said that, apparently there are people who it's so intense in VR that people just can't handle it. Like imagine that. You know, when that woman, I won't say who it is crawling up the stairs at the beginning of the game. Having to deal with that in VR. Like, 'cause I was walking down the hallway. I was walking down the fucking hallway, and I heard her hissing. And I was like,
nope.
This is when I'm like, sorry, baby. I couldn't make it.
What about that room, John, in the old house? And you'll know the one I'm talking about, where the tension just keeps building. You don't run anything through for a while. That was awful.
When everything's dark.
That was awful.
When you're looking through the crawl through and you see the legs, is that what you're talking about?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to play this game now. I don't want to play this.
I was just like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, it's gonna disappear. It's gonna disappear.
We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna have a little fun. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. So check this out. You guys see what's going on here, right? Hold on, let me set this up. There we go. So I'm going to show you guys just how fucking fast Jack Baker moves. So I'm at that part. There we go. I'm at that part where he's like fucking like he's hunting you throughout the house, right? And so let's see.
I don't want to be that guy, but there's a big glare in the middle of the screen.
There is a big glare in the middle of the screen. Yeah.
I can fix that shit.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. There you go.
All right.
Just cat meow. That freaked me out.
It will fucking.
Whose cat was that?
It will fucking disturb you, just how fast this motherfucker rocks it out.
Look at the lighting, though. That's insane.
Oh shit! There he is. All right, let me let him walk away. The funny thing is that like I'm in the save room and like the door's open and he can't fucking see me because it's video games. All right, here we go. I hate this motherfucker.
Pay no attention to the attachments on John's gun. Those come later in the game
shit.
for people who haven't seen him yet.
Get out of here!
Are you kidding? He's right behind you.
All right, we want you guys to see how fast he moves. Oh, see, look, dude, he's already fucking on me. Get out of here.
It gives me kind of like
Here he comes.
Chainsaw Massacre vibe.
Yeah, I mean it has that like throughout like.
He's not running. See, I want him to sprint because dude, oh shit, dude, this guy fucking sprints. That's what I want to show you guys. Like if he's at the end of the hallway, dude, he will fucking come at you and dude, like you're sitting here like the controller's fumbling and you're freaking out. And you're like, oh shit, because he doesn't move up. Like it's easy to fucking get away on normal difficulty, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's not that bad. Like you can run from him and hide. If he sees you on Madhouse, you're done. If you can't get to a save room, it's fucking over. All right, I'm gonna draw him out. Come here. Where you at, motherfucker? There he is. Come here, you. Oh, look at this shit.
I mean, just his walking speed is up.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. And look, I had full health and now I'm down to nothing. He can damn near one shot you. Now he's just gonna sit there and taunt me. What are you doing, dude?
He's totally taunting you.
Shoulder. Shoot you in the nuts. Yeah, but that is and now I'm done.
Oh shit.
Oh no, dude, some of the he's gonna break my neck. Dude, some of the death scenes in this game are fucking brutal.
Did you get the leg scene early on?
No, I never did. I did. That freaked me out so much because I thought, what on earth kind of elaborate death scene is this? And then it turns out it's actually just something that can happen to further freak you out in the beginning.
Yeah, that happened to me the first time, and I was just like, what the hell? That's wild. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, so,
anyways, so buy Resident Evil 7, people.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 is fucking phenomenal, man. Great fucking game. But I do have to I do have to get going because my wife expects me back upstairs. But where's my fucking phone at? But anyway, wanted to jump on real quick and drop some hot tacos for everybody. Glad you guys agree with me that Resident Evil 7 is better than 4 because I was wondering how that was gonna go over.
Yeah, well, I just picked it up today, so I'm gonna play tonight.
Good luck.
Play this, dude. Hey, no, Enrique, seriously, play Resident Evil 7 with a pair of these on.
No, I'm definitely going to. Yeah, I'm definitely.
This game demands a headset.
Oh yeah, like, dude, like, and I just tell me tomorrow. Send me a DM and let me know how it feels to like huddle in a corner and listen to Jack Baker go, "Here, piggy, 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 piggy." Like,
yeah, some like Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit, man.
It actually really is. It is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of references to classic horror films.
The dinner scene is one of my favorite scenes in the whole fucking game.
Oh,
It really, yeah. That boy got to eat. He got to have his supper. You know, I was like, right. Now, no, it'd be really funny though, is like if somebody on PC would come up with a mod to sub his voice for Christopher Walken? That right? Like, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like, how do you guys think that would sound?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us?
I think you're about to tell us.
I mean, it would probably sound something like, "Get out of the way, Marguerite. That boy got to eat. He got to have his supper. Come here, boy. Let's do this. This was supposed to be a very special feast." Or like if he's chasing you through their house and he's like, you know, I'm gonna find you. And what I do, oh boy. You see, but yeah, I feel like that I don't know. Maybe don't do that because I feel like that would take away from the game a little bit. Where's my little Ethan? Where has he gone? Damn, boy. I can smell you. You've done fucked up now.
You've done fucked up.
Motherfucker. Yes. All right. I'm out of here, guys. See you later.
Later,
See you,
John.
John.
Always a
Take care.
pleasure, man.
See you.
It's too funny. You know what's really cool, guys, though, is that we're talking about Capcom. That's the part
I know, right?
That's the part that trips me out. Like, we're talking about Capcom. Like, I haven't been this excited, or I've heard people this excited about a Capcom game in a long time.
Gives us hope for the future, man.
It does, doesn't it? Be money. I mean, we talked. So, we talked about Square Enix. Remember on our DM, we talked about Square Enix. You know, so actually, you know what? We didn't get through before we get to Square Enix, because that's one of our topics. We didn't get to everyone's what they're playing. So I think, Sam, did we end with you, or?
Yeah, I mean, mostly just Resident Evil 7, with the side note that I finally got my 1,000 out of 1,000 in Final Fantasy 15.
Oh,
Nice,
congratulations.
man. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Anchor, what about you, man? Did we get to you? I don't remember now.
No, I think we just started. I think we just had Al.
You just had me.
And then
I
John
kept
showed
rambling
up.
on.
Yeah. All right, Anchor, what are you playing, man?
Right now, I'm playing Overwatch. I just played Overwatch for the last hour. So.
Nice.
But like I've been mixing around. I've been trying to play Dishonored 2, and I played it for a bit. I was like, you know what? I need to go play the DLC for Dishonored 1. Then went back to play Dishonored 1. So you know what? I should probably prep this for playing Styx. Styx, Master of Shadows. I was like, so I've been going back and forth between all these stealth games, and I just need to. So I've been playing Overwatch.
Great game. Great game.
Oh my god, it's great. I love that game. It's difficult.
A lot of people didn't pick it up though. It's crazy. That's an awesome game.
The funny thing is, a lot of people on Xbox already have it. They just never played it.
It was
Never
free
played
one
it,
of the months, right?
Yep.
It was free for one of those months, which I'm pissed off because the guy I was game sharing with, he was the one who picked it up. I didn't think I had to go pick it up myself because like, we're game sharing, no problem. And then it was like, like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I played enough. I went and spent $30 on it. I bought it again.
Damn.
Like it was a really good game. And I've really enjoyed playing it, and I'm still playing it. But it's funny because in a post-Dishonored world, stealth has been casualized a lot.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
the fact in Dishonored you can get away after getting caught is just crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, 'cause Styx, you get caught, you might be able to fight off one or two guys, but you're pretty much screwed after that.
Yeah.
Like, you do not have any options. But I've really enjoyed playing it. I'm still playing it. I do it like a little bit at a time. Like, okay, I'm gonna do like one stage or maybe like one level tonight. I'm gonna play that for a bit. But I want to ultimately get back to Dishonored 2 so I can get my my back catalog knocked out. I've been doing pretty good with that too. So I've been just knocking out a bunch of games because February I got to do Mass Effect, prepare for Andromeda. So
You're gonna do all 3 back to back to back?
I skipped the first one. I tried playing the first one. I can't stand it. I can't play that game.
The second and the third one, I mean, everyone got to give the third one so much shit for the ending. The second and the third one are so good and such tight controls, in my opinion.
Oh my god!
Going back to the first one, it's like the story might be superior, but I don't know. I think the story in the second one might be my favorite, but it's still like you're like, oh my god, are you kidding me right now? I have to like wait for the cooldowns. It's like it's so much more brutal. I think. I don't know. It's good series though. Great series.
Yeah,
I can't.
I played through the second one. I played through the second one about a week, maybe a week and a half, and see, I had never played Mass Effect before, so this is like I played for the first time.
What, you never played Mass Effect?
No, I'm playing all these games for the first time, and so like I tried playing the first, but I just can't play the old gameplay is just not. I can't do it. I've tried. Yeah. I've put up with a lot of games before, but that is one I cannot do. Like that is my limit. And I tried, so I started playing the second one, and like immediately it was better. You could definitely play that game.
They stepped their game up on the second one. It's
my gosh,
so incredible. I think they had a better cast. I think they refined the combat.
And Martin Sheen, man.
Martin Sheen, yeah,
the elusive man.
It's really funny watching Martin Sheen, especially in the political climate we're in now. It's really funny watching that because it is totally a Trump allegory.
Wow.
I'm just like, wow. But so I'm playing in that thing. Like, so the first time I played through, I'm probably gonna go back and do a second time, but like after Andromeda's out.
Oh, okay.
And but this one I'm playing through, and I don't know about anything. I went in totally blind. Didn't know anything about the story. Didn't know anything about anything else. I just went from what I knew, and I didn't want any spoilers. So I played through. And I think at the beginning, I only lost 3 members for the sole reason of I didn't think I had to upgrade my ship. And everything else is perfect. Everyone else got out alive except for, who was it? Thane, Jack, and who else was it? The guy you get at the end. Legion.
Oh, God, you lost like my favorite characters.
Legion was pretty dope, and I felt bad about it, but I basically told myself I'm not going to redo this unless Tally dies or Garrus. I was like, that's if those people die, I'm restarting. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, we you know, it's funny. We had Shinobi on last week, and we were talking about Mass Effect and how 2 was such a big improvement from the first one. You know, in terms of the combat system and everything else. I mean, it really was. I don't want to say it's night and day, but at least for me, my experience, it was almost night and day. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. I would say you can look at them now, like when they're all 3 of them are out right now, and you can tell like
one is unplayable.
Yeah,
I would say 1 is unplayable, but I mean, it's
a black sheep. When you compare the 3, it's a black sheep, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going back to play like an original Xbox game. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
it's hard, but other than that, I'm basically gonna finish up. I started 3 to start playing some of the multiplayer a little bit, but I'll be doing 3 in February. So
nice.
Mr. Solo Dolo asks, "What class do you use?" That's a good question. There are multiple classes in the Mass Effect series.
I chose Sentinel. I just liked having the adaptive armor. It was just felt like, for me, I'm more of I got to get up close and personal type, and so Sentinel just works for that.
Cool.
All my side characters are pretty much snipers. Do your thing. I'm gonna be up close to the heat of the battle.
Nice. All right. Cool. So Anchor, is that it in terms of?
Oh yeah, that's all I'm playing right now.
All right. Cool.
He's down. I want to play Mass Effect. Thanks, Anchorman.
Yeah, right. B Money, what are you playing, man?
Still trying to finish up Zestiria. Tells us it says Zestiria before I started playing Berseria.
Dude, Berseria's got a lot of good reviews, man.
Yo, my friend Enter the Dragon Punch says that game is dope as hell.
Yeah, so trying to get ready for that. Playing Resident Evil 7. I'm probably like 4 hours into that. Having a great time. Played a little 2K. Went back and played the Bad Company campaign, Bad Company 2. And then been playing Rise and Shine, which is a dope little indie game that's on.
I heard that's good.
On the Xbox.
I heard that's really good.
It's good if you like to die a lot, but I mean, it's definitely a great time, man. Once you get the mechanics down, it's super enjoyable.
Nice. All right.
B-Money, did you get Bad Company through EA Access?
No, I still had the game from 360.
Oh, okay.
It
just came to EA Access, I think, last week. I was like, are you kidding me? Of course I'll replay this. So I started up the campaign myself.
One of the best multiplayer maps on that game is Eureka Harbor. One of my favorites.
Oh my god,
Good.
That game is great. I wish DICE will just take a chance and make a third one.
Yeah. Everybody's got their fingers crossed, man. We thought Bad Company 3 was on its way before Battlefield 1 was announced, but slight letdowns. But hopefully that comes next.
Well, we still have our ace in the hole. I think what is his name, Jorgensen, like the lead designer of the DICE, like of all the Battlefield games. His favorite games are the Battlefield Bad Company games. So
yeah.
I mean, he's still like there. So it's like, oh, come on, dude, do the game you always want to make.
Do it now.
Yeah. Yell at him like that because that's probably how he talks.
Everybody,
do it now.
Yeah. All right. Is that it, B-Money?
Yeah, that's it, man.
No Gravity Rush 2.
What are you playing?
Nah, I got those games, but they're sitting in the cabinet, man. I'm trying to play one game at a time. I know it's hard. Like, we've been talking, and gaming season is upon us. There's so many games releasing in the first half of the year, and it's never been like this before. So I'm trying to take them one at a time so I can get them knocked out, but I know I'll be tempted to open these other games pretty soon.
Yeah, we need to sue the gaming industry. January was supposed to be a break.
Right?
Like, come on, man. My wallet was dying.
But think about it, though. It's smart to release in January because if you think about, I know everyone's like, oh, well, everyone spends their money in the holidays, but the holidays too, you get money,
gift cards.
You get gift cards. I mean, I got a $50 GameStop card, for the holidays. I got a bunch of Xbox One gift cards too. I mean, it's just
so did I. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all my family gets me. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. So B-Money, that's it then as far as gaming. You're just adding to the backlog, it sounds like.
Yeah, just stockpiling the backlog. One day I'll get to it, what I mean? Maybe when I'm retired, I don't have to go to work every day. I'll probably get a chance to play all these games, man.
I hear you, man.
Start building a fort in your house with all the game places.
Exactly. Yeah, so for me, I'm just started playing Gravity Rush 2. Finally beat Final Fantasy 15.
What'd you think of the ending?
I love the ending. Great game.
I loved it too, man. I did not like the last chapter, but the ending was so good.
The ending was really good. I caught feels, man. I'm not gonna even lie, I caught feels.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. That game
story came back together after
it did.
It had gone down a little bit.
But you know what though? I'll say this: like the game gets knocked gets knocked a lot, and especially in the reviews with the beginning and kind of how it drags out. But I really found myself appreciating the fact that they set up in the way where you're with your friends, everything's cool, you guys are driving around, having a good time, whatever, and I don't think if you had that, I think if you didn't have that experience, you probably wouldn't have an appreciation for what those guys are going through when things got really hard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I thought that was I thought it was brilliant. I really did. I really thought that was brilliant because it made me appreciate everything they were going through. Like I wouldn't have appreciated that had I been thrown into the action with them. You know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It's just, that friendship, the camaraderie. I mean, all that stuff was there.
The bros were great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, and the ending, the battle system, and some of those boss battles at the end were just like, I was like, wow.
Oh yeah,
that battle system needs to be copied. It is so good.
It does.
The warp striking and the warping to where you throw your blade is such an amazing concept.
Oh,
it really
so
is.
Good. Yeah, it's great.
I loved it, and the combos, the little combos, and the warp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the blindside strikes. Yeah,
yes, the blindside
strikes. Those are awesome, man. You're like, oh shit, let's do it.
And when you fully assemble the Armiger arsenal and use the Armiger chain ability and just run around the weapons like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hats off to them because they in some ways this is kind of a complete paradigm shift for them because you go from turn-based to kind of a hybrid turn-based combat system. When you fuse kind of
Kingdom Hearts, right? Kingdom Hearts. It's like the
Yeah.
spin-off of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just, I mean, some of those boss, there were some frame issues though. I noticed that, like some of the big boss battles where you're doing combos.
Really?
Yeah, I noticed. I
didn't get. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
I know why.
Yeah. So I mean, some of those things.
Yeah, I noticed a couple.
Yeah, some of those things were cleaned up. Like I would love to I would love to play like a PC version of this game, but the ending was just fantastic, and it left me wanting. It left me wanting a sequel with these characters. We probably won't get one, but
we are getting the DLCs where we'll get to play as each of the 3 guys, though.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. So that's encouraging, but I would like to see a sequel with those characters. It's probably not going to happen, but the ending was good. I will say this in terms of like the main, I guess, villain in the game. Probably not my favorite in the Final Fantasy series. He was okay. I'll just leave it at that.
I thought the villain was great, but then again, this was my first Final Fantasy game, so
damn.
I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
They routinely mock me for it.
I think they set the villain up to kind of make you hate him. You know what I mean? Where
yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you think he's your homie at first, and everything's good, and he's trying to look out for you, and then he does these things to you that like are just beyond extreme, you know what I mean? And it makes you like, all right, it's time to get his ass. So
he makes us go through chapter 13. That's the most egregious thing of all.
That made me want to kill his ass.
I'm sorry. I love that game. I love it to death. But chapter 13 somehow accomplished, just destroying any good idea of level design. And
I don't know
every single one.
Yeah.
I agree with Shinobi. I mean, he laid it out like.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know who would just sit in a room, okay this through like countless hours of like playing it and say this is good. People will play this. This is a good game. There's no redeeming qualities. Honestly, and I play a lot of crap games. I play a lot of good games, but there are no redeeming qualities I found in Chapter 13.
Chapter 13 was terrible. It was the worst.
It's awful, but I was at that point. I had over 100 hours in the game. I did a lot of grinding, but I couldn't just leave it at that. I was like, I gotta see how this ends. So
of course,
once I got past it, I was like, okay, well, it was worth it, I guess. But I don't know, it was pretty rough. But I also want to touch on. I did not like the antagonist at all. I thought he was weak. I think Kefka is my favorite.
Oh, Kefka's
followed by, of course, by Sephiroth. I mean, come on, you can't top that guy.
What's interesting? A lot of people pick Sephiroth as like their favorite Final Fantasy villain.
Probably because they haven't played 6.
Yeah, well, yeah, but in terms of like pure evil, Kefka was more like badass than Sephiroth was.
He committed genocide. He literally killed like most of the people on the planet.
He killed a whole I was gonna say
but he didn't kill your girlfriend.
Well, I mean, and then Sephiroth was famous for and what's her face's theme song? I forget her name now. Eris.
Oh
yeah.
Or Eris, yeah.
Whatever.
How do I know that and I haven't even played the game? Come on, dude.
That's been like on every top 10 most tragic moments.
And because everybody,
I'm teasing you, dude.
Dude, you know what, man? I'm about to kick you out. I'm just kidding. No. So finally finished that. Great game. One of my favorite RPGs of this console generation. I'm gonna put it up right up there with The Witcher 3.
The Witcher.
I agree. It's right behind, but it is it's a good game.
Notice that right behind it, but okay.
You know what, Sam? Though I agree with Sam. Though it's for me, it's right behind The Witcher 3. It's close, but it's one of the best games I've played this console generation. And then
it was the best JRPG I played last year.
You know what? It was. Yeah. And then I'm playing Gravity Rush 2. Al, I know we talked about that a little bit. I know you're playing that right now. I love it. I get Sega vibes from it. Absolutely.
It's so video gamey. I love that shit.
It is.
What do you think of the story? I mean, I touched on it a little bit. Like, isn't the story like you're like, holy shit, this is intense for a game that looks like this and it like sounds like this. It's like
I love the
happy and the characters,
though.
and then you're like, holy shit, these people are getting fucked over, and you're gonna like stand up for the people. This is intense. You know, it's a very mature story, not presented in a very. I mean, it has aspects that are mature, I guess. It visually, to me, I guess, doesn't portray maturity, but I don't. It's hard for me to describe.
No, I know what you're saying. Like it visually, it's a video game.
Because of the art design they chose.
Yeah. But
yeah.
that's nothing that is a knock against it. I was just surprised that it would be that. You know, holy shit! This is an intense story. This is like a rated R story presented in a PG facade.
No, that's a great way to describe it.
It's good. It's really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's and the controllers, the camera, everything's much better. And that's I guess it makes sense considering that the first one was developed for the Vita. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not too far into it because I just been very busy this week and haven't had a whole lot of time to game. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'd like to see more games like this come out. You know. But why don't we transition real quick to Square Enix? Since we're talking about Final Fantasy 15, there's some big news that came out.
Please, just say it. Just say it for me.
Yeah,
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, there was some big news that came out. I think it was yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah. So Square Enix and Marvel are going to be teaming up to do an Avengers game. It's going to be this big game. It almost sounds like an MMO. At least that's what I think it is.
I think it's going to be something like that.
I swear to God, if it's like Life is Strange or a Telltale game, I'm going to be so pissed.
I think it's
if it turns out to be like that,
a Telltale game.
Considering it's Telltale.
I don't know if it'll be like that.
I know, but if it was just a total, I don't know. If it came out to be something like that, I would be really pissed off. Simply because I've been dying for an actual Avengers game for years. And if they went the cheaper route for that, I would be so mad.
Did any of you get? Okay, go B Money. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I couldn't see Marvel like with the initiative that they have for what they want to do with their upcoming games. I couldn't see them going that route. Like I know we have,
except they're doing it for Guardians.
Yeah, I mean they're doing it for that, but they went specifically to Telltale for that. You know what I mean? So I think with the studios that are supposed to be working on this, we can expect something totally different.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is, did any of you guys play that badass Raven soft Wolverine game?
No, I've not played that.
Was it the Wolverine movie game, or is it
Wolverine Revenge?
What am I
think is it Wolverine's Revenge, the one for the 360 where he the regular Xbox where he takes damage and you can see a skeleton and everything, and then it'll grow back. Yeah. Oh my god, that was insane. Anyways, I wish they made an Avenger game like that. That was so good. But Raven, man, they're just making Call of Duty now.
Yeah, so real quick, I just want to quote the press release here. The Avengers project is being designed for gamers worldwide and will be packed with all the characters, environments, and iconic moments that have thrilled longtime fans of the franchise, featuring a completely original story. It will introduce a universe gamers can play in for years to come. That's why I think it's an MMO. That last piece right there.
I agree. But is there a Sony logo anywhere on there?
No.
I didn't see anything.
Now, is Spider-Man going to be in this or not?
Doubtful.
I think probably, but I don't think it's a movie license game. That's the big thing. I don't think it's not related to the movies at all. Other than I think they're treating it like how Guardians is, where they'll take the initial this is the version that you'll see, and because that's what people recognize, but ultimately it will be unrelated to the movies at all.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that means that there's still hope for Marvel vs. Capcom's. He's going to be in there. People were all, including myself, are sort of apprehensive that Sony secured the rights to everything Spider-Man related, video game wise.
I think it's just this game.
Okay.
I think it's just that game in particular.
Okay.
The reason that I think it's not MMO though is the fact that they said it's for multiple games.
No, Sony. Spider-Man will be in PS4 version only.
Yeah, that's true, B-Money. That's also a good point too. That there's going to be multiple multiple versions or multiple games.
Yeah,
franchise.
It's a multiple game deal, so that's what makes me think that it's not an MMO. Plus, like, I mean, everybody says it wouldn't cost much more money to make MMO, but based on the two companies that are supposed to work on it, Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal. I mean, they're both third person developers. I mean, all the games that they make are third person games. So
yeah,
they're not really MMO guys either.
Right,
that's true. They're not. Yeah, that's a great point.
Crystal Dynamics, though, man, if they make it like an open world style, sort of like Tomb Raider, I'm in day one.
I was thinking, I was so funny because I was spitballing about it, like just the day before when they announced that they were going to have an announcement, both of them at the same time, but we didn't know they were exactly related to each other. I'm like, all right, curb your expectations. It's probably a Thor Ragnarok trailer or something like that, just coincidence. But like, more likely it's probably going to be Kingdom Hearts 3. But just imagine if it was an Avengers game. Just imagine, like, what it will be like. And oh my god, I was geeking out. I was at work and I actually let out a giddy schoolgirl yell. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Oh my gosh. As you guys know, I'm a big Marvel guy and I'm a big video game guy. I had like some of the best games I remember playing were like Ultimate Alliance, the original Spider-Man that was on, or original Amazing Spider-Man that was on the PlayStation 1. I love those games. Oh my gosh, I used to play through those every weekend. Like, it was nonstop. I would play through a lot of these games. I'm so glad Marvel's getting their shit together.
I'm surprised that we didn't see an Avengers game sooner than later.
There was one in development. It was supposed to come out, I think it started development in 2009. There's some leaked footage out there of it, but like it's not the right game. It's a first-person game, first of all, which is weird.
Yeah.
And like you play, like, you take turns. Like, there's a mission where you play as the Hulk. There's a mission where you play as Iron Man. It's stuff like that, and it's like, it's not the appeal though. It's about being a team and
for something that's
stuff together.
Such memorable characters, you don't want to not be able to see that character.
Yeah. Like Ultimate Alliance was a great game because it was able to give you everything you need. Because the whole point of an Avengers game is you have to play in a squad. And so I was saying, like, imagine if it was something like Final Fantasy 15, where you have a squad of guys together, and you assemble your team, and you just build your squad, and you level them up, and like, it would be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see him doing something like that. I mean, they kind of hinted with the first four characters, being Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America,
Thor.
And
it
Thor.
Had to be those.
You know what I mean? So they hinted at that, and I think if you can start with that and the hashtag reassemble, they can kind of build around that. It would be, its original story, and then as games go on, you kind of introduce other characters from the Avengers. Because I really want to play as Hawkeye. Like, that's my dude. I mean, he might not make the first game or be playable, but I think if they build the universe up, it could be some dope stuff there.
Oh my god, I'm geeking out about it. I go to bed and I see the Avengers logo in my mind. Like, it's all over my mind right now.
What I want to know is, when do we get a Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Is it 2017 or 2018?
Oh,
it's coming. 2017 release.
2017.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not buying it because I've made this thing. I said I'm not buying a Telltale game until they try to do something different.
Like that, man.
So it is Telltale that's making it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it is Telltale. I see. The thing is with Telltale, I feel like they're cashing in all this nostalgia stuff, which is fine. But I want them to try to do a different type of game, just to see if they could do it. They have the exact opposite problem as Gearbox. Gearbox wants to try to do all these other things, but it's like, no, go back to Borderlands. We don't care about what you got. Go back to Borderlands. And it's like, Telltale's like, oh, we got the same thing, just a new skin over it and a new story, that's their strong suit, is story. That's great, but they don't try anything different. And I'm like, all you gotta do is just make something different for me. It could be linear, it could be whatever. I don't care. Just try something different. Because they have good stories. I've been playing through Walking Dead Season 1, and I'm like, they're fun, but at the same time, I'd rather just be watching it. Honestly, I'd rather just watch it. I don't want to play it.
The Tales from the Borderlands and The Wolf Among Us are possibly their best, and they're actually really engaging. I recommend anyone who's like apprehensive on those and wants something more engaging to check those out. But like
I got Wolf Among Us. I got
Wolf
that.
Among Us is fantastic.
Like you said, though, there are a couple that are just like, oh, this is more like a digital comic where I hit A button every once in a while to see what's going on.
And also, I like to see them make a new intellectual property. No, well, a new engine too. Everything new.
No, I just want.
I would like to see them have like something they build up entirely of their own.
Okay, that would be cool.
And people would say Wolf Among Us would be one, but that was a comic, and I'd say nah. But I don't see them trying to make an entirely new story. They're just building off of other franchises, which has its place. But again, I like to see them try something.
Yeah,
but
I hear you. Like for example, like the Life is Strange developer, Don't Nod.
Yeah.
What they're doing with Vampire looks insane, or Vampire just looks insane. It looks completely different, and it looks to alleviate what my problem was with Life is Strange, is that it's boring.
You thought it was boring?
I told you that. I'm the outlier, and I thought that it had.
Yeah. I love that game. I love
Vampire's partnering with was it Focus Interactive?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. The same guys who did Styx. Well, the same publisher as Styx, not Cyanide Studios, but yeah.
Yeah, for Life is Strange, I thought that it was kind of like it was I grit my teeth a lot at that game, Enrique.
I loved it. It's one of my favorite games that I've played this console.
The ending of it was easily the worst ending I've ever seen in a video game, possibly ever.
Really? Well,
both endings are terrible.
I would say this.
One of them basically erases everything you've done, which is stupid.
Yeah,
why would you? And I don't know. The other one is just sort of like the most predictable thing ever. Jeff from Super Deformed Gamecast did a pretty hilarious set of tweets about the ending of that when that happened. It was so funny. He said exactly. Actually, I think he made a thread on NeoGAF about it, and you can actually look that up. Banana Factory. Search Banana Factory plus Life is Strange. Hilarious.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, the endings are. I will say this: the ending is a little bit of a letdown.
Oh my god. I think followed by Firewatch are the worst endings for me for this like games in like the last 10 years.
You know, Firewatch. I like the ending for Firewatch because it wasn't. You didn't expect that to happen. That's what I liked about it.
No, I didn't. I didn't expect it to be.
But that was to me.
I don't know. He's totally spoiler, but I didn't expect it to be like that at all. I was just like,
but that to me, like that was the brilliance of it. Well, that was the brilliance of it. Like it didn't play into what you thought was going to happen, or what would happen. What we all
great game. The indie developer needed all the money they could get. Ollie Moss is the awesome art director, but
that game's great. Yeah, game looks great. Yeah. So yeah, but you know, it's funny. B Money and I were talking about this on DM too. Like, it's great, like seeing, like we were talking about Capcom earlier. Like, there's all this buzz of Capcom now, and now SquareEnix. You know, they dropped Final Fantasy 15. They have the Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Thank you.
They published Deus Ex, which was that make killer this year.
Now they have this Avengers project. I mean, dude,
SquareEnix is back, man.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like, money we're saying, like they're back. Right? Like
3 days too. You watch Twitter feed in 3 days. We're gonna know what the hell their Final Fantasy anniversary stuff's all about.
They have an exciting announcement.
I have a sneaking suspicion it is going to be pretty awesome news.
Yeah, like do you know or?
I'd say I am 85% sure that we're going to see an anthology collection for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
For Xbox One,
we really 85% sure on PC and PS4. We'll keep the Xbox One at 50%. But
I mean, I'll pick it up if it happens.
I have a feeling that it's coming and that it is real. They may just be mobile ports, but I have a feeling. I have word that the leak from that Nerd Leaks got a hold of has some ground to it. So it's just if it actually happens, don't expect to be completely remastered. Just expect the the weird graphics that they did for the mobile, but at least you're going to get Final Fantasy 1 through 9, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's a kind of a big deal. People always wanted those. I thought it was awesome. I mean, I have all my discs still and the cartridges. Cartridges, damn. Final Fantasy 3 when it's actually supposed to be Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, I expect that. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, it's for me, it's awesome to see the Japanese developers putting out like great content.
Yeah, this is Japanuary.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, look, we have Gravity Rush 2 that just dropped last Friday. And
Yakuza 0.
Yakuza 0.
Sega's back too, man.
Killing it in the West right now as far as reviews go. The publisher are saying, holy shit, thank God we're bringing 3 games this year, because not only are they bringing Yakuza, they're bringing Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake completely of Yakuza 1. And
really? I didn't know that.
Oh,
and Yakuza 6, man.
Where have you been? And Yakuza 6 built from the ground up for the PS4, which looks phenomenal, coming out early 2018.
I've been sleeping then because I didn't know about Yakuza 1 remake.
Oh my God.
I hope a lot of these Japanese devs are seeing this.
Yeah,
they're seeing the West. There is a demand in the West.
Yeah, man. Team Ninja's back. Nio is phenomenal.
Oh, Nio, yeah.
It's gonna kill. It's gonna kill. Nier's back. Nier 2. Automata, the demo. Once I boosted the difficulty, I actually found the love in that game. I played it on normal, and I was just like, I don't get it. And then I replayed it, took my time, and I'm like, I need that game now. Yeah, man. Japan is back, but it's a shame because I think video games as a market there really aren't selling that much. But then I hear news that they almost sold out of the pre-allocated pre-orders for the Switch in Japan. That's good. That's really good.
However many consoles that was.
Yeah, wow. That's exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah. Well,
but Japan, Eastern games still for the consoles aren't selling there as big as they are in the West.
I agree with you. I hope I hope Konami. I hope you're taking notice.
I hope all of them take notice and they really just release them in the West first, or at least simultaneous worldwide release. I mean, why not? That's where your money is.
God, the thing was like we talked about Sega and Yakuza. I mean, Sega has so many franchises they can bring back.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God!
Give us like Skies of Arcadia.
Give me a new Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, right. Bring us another Phantasy Star Online. I mean, seriously, like we're getting Shenmue 3.
That's going to be incredible.
I hope so.
It's going to be incredible, man.
I hope it's not dog shit. I really do.
I don't think it'll be dog shit. Yu Suzuki will probably sit on it for 2 more years.
I mean, seriously, take your time. But, just take your time.
We got who's it? Koji making Bloodstain.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
God damn! I mean, they are killing it.
They're killing it.
Yeah, let's get another Ninja.
This is bringing a lot of games too, man. So.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say anything about Shenmue yet.
Did you guys see the Tekken 7 trailer?
Tekken 7 is going to be so lit. I can't wait.
It comes out the day after my birthday. I'm so playing that.
When does it come out?
June 2nd.
June 2nd.
Man, what is the deal with all these developers placing stuff after, like right after my like Mass Effect Andromeda comes out the day after my birthday? Like, really? Like, you could have come out before, like just a little bit.
That's why you asked for a gift card, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
dude, it's gaming problems, man. It's not a bad problem to have,
No. Having too much.
I remember before when it was hard to find a game coming out in March.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Like I remember one year, my brother, he's born in August, so like they're starting the gaming season up in August. So he's like, "Oh yeah, just give me whatever." And so for me, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in March," and it's like, "You want a pre-order for Wolfenstein? It comes out in May." Like, you want a pre-order? Like, I remember one year he got me a pre-order for Assassin's Creed 3. I had to wait like 6 months for it. Like, okay, fine.
And look at it now. Now we have all these games. I mean, it's crazy. So so since last week, I picked up 3 new games: Gravity Rush 2, Resident Evil 7, and Yakuza. And Yakuza is probably a 40-hour game.
it's up
If
there.
you're gonna do the story mode, just the story, I believe it's like 30, 38 hours. Something
Yeah,
like
Gravity Rush 2 is about 20 to 40, depending on, if you do all the side missions.
that. Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 7's 10. I mean, jeez, it's like, and then we have.
Take
else
it
do we
all in. Go slow. Don't
I'm-
rush anything.
Yeah, Sniper Elite 4 in
That's what my
February.
wife says.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yo, back to
Prey.
Anchorman now. Sniper Elite looks.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Prey. So guys, we got a
Prey.
release date on Prey.
Wait,
Prey.
wait, Sniper Elite. Sniper Elite first. I'm so excited for that game.
I
talked
know.
to I talked to the developers over at Rebellion.
Oh, Rebellion is so good.
Oh my god, it was so funny. We were at E3. They weren't even showing off anything. But I'm just standing there like, so tell me about Sniper Elite 4. He's just like, you could see in his eyes like, I want to tell you so much, but I can't say anything. He was dying inside.
It's gonna be awesome. man.
I'm excited for that
Stealth
game.
takedowns like Assassin's Creed. That's gonna be so cool, man.
I want to see the big problem with the Sniper Elite is that the multiplayer player base is just as not there. Like it is so like Sniper Elite 3 was so much fun online. It's an actual game that rewards shooting, like actually sniping. Like you could play like I can't remember the game mode, but you could play one, and it's like it was like the definitive game mode where the length of your shot was equal to the amount of points that you received for that kill. So people are running around with not shotguns, but like submachine guns getting kills all the time. One guy could have 20 kills, but they're only from like 1 or 2 yards away. But then one guy can get that one shot that just changes everything and wins the game.
Yeah, man.
Like it's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
patience.
then we have what's the other game that's coming out?
Mr. Solo Dolo says, anyone interested in Ghost Recon? I honestly need to play it to see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm kind of.
I'm not.
I played it. I was at E3. I played it, and I didn't know what to compare it to at the time. But it's like Watch Dogs 2, in that, like, if you ever played Watch Dogs 2 in the co-op portions of it, it plays a lot like that. It reminded me a lot of that in retrospect, because it's clearly built to be played with a group.
Co-op? Yeah.
It's clearly like not even just one person. Like it's built for multiple people. Like one person's doing recon, one person's getting like infiltrating, and then like the guys in the cavalry with with everything else. Like it's clearly built for that, and it's enjoyable.
I'm interested in like the movie that's coming out, or the show, whatever it is. Isn't there a show coming out on
I didn't remember
Amazon?
a show coming out.
Yeah,
Is there a show coming out?
Yeah, there's like a show based on the game, and like T.I.'s in it, like one of the main characters.
T.I.'s in it?
Yeah, T.I. Yeah, T.I.'s in it. Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually I saw the preview for it. I want to say I think it's an Amazon movie. Actually, it is an Amazon movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it comes out soon, but it's based on the game. So, the cartel and everything. So I don't know.
Cocaine. It's all about cocaine.
It's all about cocaine, right?
Oh, Persona 5's coming out the same
That's
day.
what I was gonna say. Persona 5, yeah.
Is it Nier Automata the same day as well, or is it?
Don't say that.
Persona's in April.
Persona comes out April 4th, I think.
What? I thought they said Valentine's Day.
Oh, it got pushed back. Like
Again?
as soon as they mentioned it was going to be on Valentine's Day, like the next week they're like, it's actually in April.
Broken Lovers.
You're like, God damn it.
Well, Horizon comes out $0. Hello.
Yep, Horizon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Horizon.
that.
So many
Yeah.
games.
Halo Wars 2, which I don't know if
Halo
any
Wars
of you
2.
played the
Forgot
beta.
about that too.
Yeah, has anyone
Any of you
played? So Sam, you played the beta, right?
Played it.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
played-
Has anyone else played it?
No.
I have not.
I played at E3, and apparently when I played at E3, that was the only version that was working. So even
Nice.
for the beta.
Which game type was it?
I'm actually I wouldn't be able to tell you. It looks like it was a classic thing, but we were all standing up, and like it was like we were playing with maybe like 16 people.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It was a lot of different people, and there were a lot of different stands. But I know there were two games going on, and like there was our side, which was like the blue team, and there were like maybe like 5 bases or something like that. I was just trying to understand what the hell was going on. Like I had to get carried so hard. But it was
Sorry, go ahead.
pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I'm not a big RTS guy, so
Yeah, I got you. I am a big RTS guy, is the thing. But I wasn't sure about the new Blitz mode. I know because the whole thing with cards and everything like that. But I honestly don't think a lot of people have truly understood what they're doing. With the cards and all that, it really makes it accessible to people who don't understand how RTS games work. Because it gives you an instantaneous reaction.
So are
But
they
you
sort of
still
like?
have to understand a strategic layer of what units counter what units and things like that.
Are the cards a lot like the cards that are in Halo 5 or Titanfall, like burn cards, or even Rise of the Tomb Raider?
It's almost like you're seeing the results of a card game that you actually would play, like on a table with friends.
Oh,
Like
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's
Okay.
actually the closest thing I can compare it to, because it's like, because I wasn't keen on it at all until I actually saw it. Saw my brothers playing it, and then I took a look at it myself. Basically, like, you play a card instantly instead of building your base and gathering resources and all that kind of stuff, which is the traditional modes. In Blitz, it's designed to be very fast paced, like 8 to 10 minute matches max. And you play a card and you might get a
Wow.
tank, or you see that kind of thing. But the thing is, your deck is pre-built, and you only have so many cards, and certain cards have restrictions. And you see where I'm going with this. So it is a very tension-inducing, depending on like how a match is going, because you have to play the right cards to get the right units or buffs, energy shields, call down missiles, whatever, at the right time.
Mm-hmm. It looks like fun. Like,
Yeah,
I played
man, it sounds good to me.
as a guy who doesn't play RTS games. I had a pretty good time with it. So I mean, that's all
I
can
love
say
the
about it.
original.
Yeah.
Creative Assembly's doing the development on that one, so it'll be interesting how they handle it from Ensemble.
Creative Assembly knows what they're doing when it comes to RTS games.
Yeah, they've been around forever, man. They're awesome. Alien Isolation, I know you were.
Oh god, that was fun. Alien Isolation is a good.
Too.
Yeah, Alien Isolation is a great horror game to get started on if you're not into horror games. Like it, because you know what the big thing is, you know what it looks like, you know the situation, but you're just stuck with the group. Like you just know you're being stalked. That's pretty much it. Like, and like I enjoyed it. I had a great time, but I also have a little more experience than none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, the multiplayer in Halo Wars, is that cross-play PC and Xbox?
Basically, my understanding is they're doing the same thing they did with Gears 4. Which Gears 4 announced today, by the way, that social matchmaking is now fully cross-compatible.
It's crazy.
Oh, nice.
I got to play it this weekend too. There's like bonus skins you can get, and there's 2 free packs that everyone can get if you play this weekend.
Yeah, they've added a lot of packs to that game, but
awesome.
But that wasn't the case at first. Originally, it was just horde and private matches, because they had to do research on how players with keyboards and mouse played against people on controllers, and it turns out that in a third-person shooter environment, the way Gears is designed, the people on the computer actually don't have a real advantage at all. It's pretty much a 50-50 split, which surprised me, but that's why they're going ahead with that. So my understanding is they're doing the same thing for Halo Wars 2. It won't be at launch, but they are going to do research and see how players play against each other in different scenarios and different game types, because the idea is to make things as cross-compatible and open as possible.
Huh? That sounds good.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I want to play it. When does that come out? When does Halo Wars 2 come out?
That comes out, I want to say, February 21.
Okay.
And the campaign is co-op, which a lot of people do not know about.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about to put that on?
But Prey.
Let me.
Prey.
Oh man, Prey, man. Arcane can't be stopped. They can do no wrong.
I am so pumped.
Before we get to Prey, did anybody play Oceanhorn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What was it? What's the game? Is it Wind Waker?
Yeah, like the Wind Waker game.
Yeah, the Wind Waker. I haven't played it yet.
Isometric Wind Waker.
So they're making Oceanhorn 2 and Unreal Engine 4, and the game looks pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Insane.
It's gonna be on the
Is it gonna be Twilight Princess now?
Twilight Princess. That's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
But yes,
I guess
Prey looks amazing. I can't wait to play Prey.
Yeah, well, that comes out in May, right?
May 5th, right? May 5th, 2017.
Cinco de Mayo. Hell yeah. Margaritas and bread. What?
Oh my god. It's so funny because when they showed it off at E3, I was like, all right, cool.
Everybody was down on it when we were at E3. I was the only one hyped up.
Why is it not great too?
Show, and I was like, "Yo, Prey's gonna be dope."
I thought it was
everybody
cool.
was like, "It doesn't look that interesting."
I said it looked
just watch, man. Just watch.
I did. I said it looked interesting.
I thought it looked good. Yeah.
I knew it was going to be interesting as soon as they said Arcane was making it, but I'm an Arcane fan, so
Arcane can do no wrong.
They can do no wrong.
Arcane makes.
But here's the question though, because before I want to get back into Prey and start talking about it a little more in depth. But here's the thing: so Bethesda is really shaping up as a publisher. Like it's getting like they have a lot of studios under their belt right now, and they all of them have pretty good track records at this point. I mean, some of them only released one game, but I mean, at this point you got like the big thing is Bethesda traditionally has tried to release a game in May and then another one either in late October, early November. And this year we don't know what that game for November or October, November is going to be.
Todd Howard's going to walk out and say Elder Scrolls 6.
I don't think so, actually.
Today. No, I know. I don't think he's going to say that. I think we're going to see that. I think we're going to get an early reveal and an early release of The Wolf 2, but that's just me hoping.
Wolf?
Yeah, Wolf 2. Wolfenstein 2. It's actually be Wolfenstein.
I'm like
7 or 8 by now, but I think it's going to be called Wolf 2. Yeah. What do they call it in the little the DOS key prompt? Pillars or something?
The New Colossus or something like that?
Oh, that's what it is. New Colossus. Wolf 2.
It's Colossus something. But I think there's something else though, because in particular, but the Bethesda Studios, they've said they want to make 2 more projects before Elder Scrolls 6, and I think one of those projects could be a mobile game, and the other one would have to be a new game. I think it might be this new IP they've been floating around for a bit called Starfield. Like it's been this IP that's been floating around in the trademarks. They've been renewing this trademark for like the last 3-4 years now. So
this is an RPG?
I'd assume so, given Bethesda Studios track.
So it's gonna have stiff animation and combat.
It's going to be hated on by everybody in the console.
I mean, look, let's
Xbox to the PS4, but everyone on PC is going to say that it's an amazing game because I can change it how I want it to look.
Yeah, exactly. But it's gonna have stiff animation. I mean, that's like a staple of like their games. Stiff animation and the character faces or the just look like ham. I mean, it's just
well, they need to upgrade the engine,
the faces look like ham.
they do need to upgrade the engine. That is true.
Using an old engine.
But like you have to understand the thing. If you look at Bethesda games, almost every single character design, they don't shoot for realism anymore.
Of course not, because their faces look like ham. Come on, man. This shit looks like, come on. Looks like someone from the Honey Baked Ham Factory.
They went to Boar's Head to do texture math.
Exactly, Sam. They were the fucking Boar's Head. Look, it's great. Like Fallout 4 was. Fallout 4. Looks good for a Fallout game, right? But like. The guy who's the main guy for the Minuteman. He
Preston Garvey.
Yeah, Preston. He doesn't look real. It's just even the main character doesn't even look real. His face looks like ham. It's like they just injected the character models with like Botox and just like, okay, go out there and do your thing.
You didn't like that? You can adjust it, man. That's the whole point.
It didn't help. It doesn't help that the console versions you can't disable that illumination that all the characters have on them.
True.
So they have this weird lighting on them at all times. Where on the PC you could disable that and actually have the lighting that's in the environment effect.
Like where it looks like a pastel texture on everything.
Yeah, you can be
like at night.
Yeah, you can be completely in complete darkness, but when you go to third person mode, your character's like underneath a lamp. It looks like I hate it.
While you're saying this, I'm in Lexington right now. And it's dusk, and I'm looking at my character like, yeah, I see what he's talking about.
Sorry, I just ruined the game. But like,
not on my 5th playthrough.
Oh yeah, that's
awesome. But the animations, like the combat animation is like the same from it goes back to like Morrowind on the original Xbox, like the same combat animation. the little like chopping action. You know, it's just I don't know. Maybe that's like their calling card. Like that's for them. It's like their like what they're known for. I don't know. It just blows my mind that it's 2017 and like the animations are kind of the same. That's just my 2 cents.
It just works.
I guess it just works. Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah.
That's Todd Howard saying that, laying on his pile of money.
I've been saying.
I know. What do I know? Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Like those guys are making pretty money.
I've been saying this for years. Bethesda is getting out of the games market. They want to make experiences. Like they are actively making choices to make the game portions of their stuff a lot easier, more accessible, and as long as the game is fun, that's all they really care about. And that's great. But at the same time, it kind of sucks. And
so you're saying I'm never going to see an Evil Within 2?
No, you'll see one.
You'll see one, but it wonon't be. It will be less of a game and more accessible.
No, the DLC for that was so good. If you guys
it's gonna be on the Switch.
I have it, but I haven't played. I think I got it. This is one of those things that last year. The problem was like again, birthday, no game came out, so I guess I'll get Evil Within.
Oh.
And so I played like maybe 2 or 3 chapters. I'm like, I'll come back to this.
Yeah.
It has like a kind of a booty intro. Good second half, really good intro, really good outro, I should say. Awesome DLC.
Yeah,
it's almost standalone-ish too. So if you ever have it for whatever reason, just try that. It's like the pure stuff that I liked about Evil Within. That I almost said it, Resident Evil 4. It's almost like
by the way,
actual Resident Evil 5.
We could be seeing something from Tango Gameworks this year. It has been a while, and they haven't really worked on anything since then. I mean, it's about time. It's either that or Machine Games getting announced. I don't know.
I think Machine Games get something.
Yeah.
Announced?
Something announced, maybe released.
We'll see another Wolfie.
I'm thinking it's Wolf. I think we're going to see the Wolf.
I think that was teased already.
Yeah.
You think they would take the risk in releasing a single player shooter in the holiday season though?
If it's a different kind of shooter, maybe. I mean, like if they try to go the multiplayer route, then that's dumb. Like why?
Yeah. I think if it's single player and it's not multiplayer,
if it's a single player only, it's a little more story heavy.
Yeah, I can see that.
It could work.
That could definitely work, but real quick, guys, I'm going to transition to something real quick because Sam has fallen asleep on us.
Don't do it, Sam.
I've not fallen asleep.
I know. I just you, Sam.
I know.
It's because Enrique's falling asleep.
No, I'm not falling asleep at all. I'm just thinking about Preston right now and his facial animation. But
another supplement to your help.
Yeah,
which by the way, if you have not done the in-game portion of the Nuka World DLC, you have to do it if you hate Preston. It's hilarious. You have to do it. Like,
all right. Well, we have to do
basically, you have to be a raider, and you could actually send raider groups to take over settlements instead. And Preston's like, "What are you doing?" He just cries about it. It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness!
I love it.
All right, guys, I want to transition to another topic of the evening. What's crazy? It's 10:48 already. I don't think we've hit maybe a couple topics what we're going to talk about.
Doesn't matter.
It's all right. It's Friday night, right?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. We're more relaxed. This is a more relaxed podcast.
Yeah, let's make this a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Yeah.
I've been sipping on one already.
Yeah. Sam's sipping on some scissor right now.
My fourth right now.
Yeah. Oh shit! What was it? I forgot I was going to say. Oh yes. Next topic. Speculation.
Uh-oh.
Rumors.
Sex, lies, and videotapes. That was a movie, by the way. In case you guys
it was videotape. Singular.
Yeah. It was. Videotape, yeah. Betamax.
Betamax.
VHS. All right, let me stop. Let's go to the next topic here. Project Scorpio hardware leaked out. Sorry.
So infamous white sheet Digital Foundry.
Yeah, so Digital Foundry put out a video of a supposed white paper that was leaked, and it caused quite a stir on the internet, on Twitter actually. Twitter of all places, imagine that, right?
No way.
Yeah, right.
People getting in fights on Twitter. No way.
And so, well, the biggest thing, the one takeaway that I got from Twitter and what was leaked apparently was that projects are the Xbox Scorpio, which we know it's not going to be named Scorpio, is going to be using a technique similar to what the PlayStation 4 uses in terms of checkerboarding, and which is, I mean, I always say this, it's and I'm not going to get into all the verbiage of what was said. Well, we know it's not going to have ES RAM, so we know that. But I've been saying this for a long time now, and B Money, I know you've been saying this for a long, long time now. People just need to wait and see like what this thing's actually going to be, and
absolutely, that's the first thing I think I've heard about this device that's actually truthful, and that is, you can go into it expecting the best, you can go into it thinking it's going to be terrible. We have no idea about it right now.
No, we don't. We have no idea. And people, we can argue, whether how true Digital Foundry's report on this was. I mean, in the past they have been spot on with things like the Nintendo Switch, the PS4 Pro. They're speculating that the CPU is going to be an upclocked Jaguar CPU, which I hope it's not. But if it is what it is. I just, it's I think at the end of the day, people just need to wait and see what happens. Obviously, I think what Microsoft has said is that there's going to be some games, at least first party titles, that are running 4K. We can all pretty much assume that Forza is going to be 4K 60 frames a second.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, exactly, and that's like the worst kept secret in the industry. But third party developers is probably going to be something upscaled to 4K using checkerboard rendering, which we see on the PS4 Pro. And it's interesting. I've actually I've heard with regards to checkerboarding, it's at least on the PS4 Pro, that it looks really, really good, and that it's hard to distinguish between that and native 4K.
Unless you're closer than 3 feet from a 60-inch television, you cannot tell the difference.
Facts. And there's science that backs it up, by the way.
There's an Engadget article about it. There's a CNET article about it. You can look it up. You can try to do the math if you want. You can have the best vision. You can have glasses on. You can have, I'm the first person to that laughs at, all these games that are offering the first true 4K experience, and those little asterisks there. And I always bust on everybody. I bust on Sony, I bust on Xbox, I bust on everybody. It's not really 4K. It's close to 4K, but it doesn't matter. I'm just making fun of the fact that you're calling it 4K. But it to the perceptual eye, it's, unless you're close, unless you're on a monitor, okay, with super high refresh rate, and it's right there in front of you. If you're on a 60-inch screen, you are not going to know the difference unless you're within 3 feet. So, and even that, it's depends on the game. You can have super clean IQ, like Titanfall 2 on the PS4, PS4 Pro. The IQ is ridiculous. And I was running the Origin copy on my monitor in 4K, and then going to the screen on the PS4, just look at the differences of the checkerboard. Unfortunately, I don't have capture software, for my PS4. I guess I could screen share it, but that's terrible. It butchers the image anyways. But the difference is so negligible. You really have to and no one plays that close to the TV. Your parents are like, you don't play those games so damn close, you're gonna rot your brain. You'll probably fuck your eyes up pretty good looking at a 60-inch screen from 3 feet away for
you'll fucking
hours. For hours. But yeah, I always, speaking of that, as a side note, my friend plays his video games like that. I'm like, dude, if you have to turn your head to look at things on the screen, you need to back up. He's like, it's cool though, man. I like to get in this. I like to get in the zone. I'm like, dude, you are
That's the
fucking
VR, man.
I'm like, yeah, man, you're in the zone already. I'm like sitting like 10 feet behind him on the couch. I'm like, I was like, yo, Jeff, you can sit right here. You can see the fucking screen. He's like, Al, I gotta be this close. I gotta pay attention. I'm like, yo. And then he gets killed from something. He's like, how did I not see him? I'm like, because you had to turn your whole body to see.
I'm on a
Anyway.
dude. I have a 55 inch. I'm probably like 9 feet away. That's like an ideal viewing distance for that TV.
Yeah, man.
And
It's different for every person. For me personally, if like I hold my hands like up to like my index finger and make L's. Okay, you make L's with your index finger and your thumb, right?
Yeah.
And you turn them so that they make a rectangle. If it's and you hold that almost close to your face so your hands are still in focus. If your screen is right in there, that's perfect for me. I mean, that's the farthest I want to sit away from my TV.
Yeah, it is. It is perfect. Yeah.
But
so it's just interesting. So anyway, so this this Digital Foundry article and
the
video
white
they put
thing.
out, it really caught like.
Oh
really
my god!
caught
People took it and ran with it as it was verbatim. People took it and were like, "Oh, it's from June, right before E3. It doesn't mean anything. These are from early specs." Like, there's people from Windows Central calling it out, saying it's terrible. These are not facts. There's people from Microsoft in the thread laughing about this, on the NeoGAF thread. So then all the people reading this thread are like, "Oh, why are they laughing about it?" I mean, you got Pinello in there making gifs like the chuckling gif and like the picture of Kermit sipping on the tea. I'm like, why are these Xbox PR guys in this thread just laughing at this? And I'm like, because this isn't what it is. And maybe it was what it was. But I don't think that's what it is, because they wouldn't make it so blatantly obvious that that's what it is. And then I think a couple hours later, Frank O'Connor from he's a Bungie alumni who's at 343 now. He's the lead, I believe, there.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
He was saying, well, the specs that we have, it's a lot beefier than we were initially told.
But what's beefier though? Is it the CPU? Is it? I mean,
I think.
I think?
Oh yeah, go for it.
He said, and this is something I picked up on as an engineering guy. He said that he honestly, quote, couldn't have remembered the exact details if you had grilled him for them, because they're still keeping a lot of stuff under lock and key. Mm-hmm. He said that said, in the conference and the panels he had been in, he remembered being surprised because the memory timings, and more importantly, just how much information he said we were fitting into clock cycles, was way higher than they were initially told to go for and develop for, which translated down points to a beefier CPU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if it's that's the thing. Like, we don't know what the CPU is going to be. Like, is it like some people think it's a Puma, some people think it's Zen.
It's a Cougar.
It's a Cougar. According to
Leopard.
Yeah, you heard it here first. It's a Leopard CPU.
That's right.
I have a sneaking suspicion it won't be Jaguar, but I have a more than positive reinforcement it will not be Zen. Don't anticipate it being Zen.
So it's probably Puma.
It'll be Puma. It's the in-between architecture that Zen was developed out of.
I think,
but it replaces the Jaguar family. It makes perfect sense.
I think a customized Puma with maybe some Ryzen technology in there for future proofing, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I say that like so nonchalantly, but that's such a dramatic upgrade from what we have right now.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
And people are just looking at the teraflop numbers and saying, well, it's only 40% stronger than the Xbox One. You can't think about it that way. You're not taking into account the bandwidth, the memory.
Do you mean the PS4 Pro? Because you said Xbox One, it's about 4.5 times.
It's a little more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like from the Xbox One to from the PS4 to PS4 Pro and Xbox One to the supposed 6 teraflops of the Project Scorpio. It's still the same 40% difference is what they're talking about. They're saying, oh, it's just 40%, 40% doesn't matter, 40% does matter. It's, first of all, it's not 40% anymore. If it is, if it's a big if it isn't that, my money, it's going to be greater than that. It's going to be something ridiculous, but
Yeah.
that's just me. But again, people are like, oh, well, it has all this power. Does it have the games? It's going to have all the same third parties that you're going to have on Sony. It has the potential to run them ridiculous. I mean, if you're a publisher and you have to make 3 SKUs for your game, right? Because I'm gonna rule out the Switch is not getting all all the third party games.
I think that's safe to say that's not.
Everyone thinks that are coming, yeah. So I think that they might just design like a high PC setting and then just roll with that for the Project Scorpio, and then have to figure out how they're going to do the low grade one for the Xbox One and the PS4.
Makes sense.
But I honestly don't know how they're going to make it work. But I honestly don't know how they're going to make it work. But I do think that they're the right people to try to figure out the software side, how to make it work.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, B-Money, what do you think, man?
I don't care. There's too many games coming out.
Yeah, right.
I care less about the Scorpio until it actually comes out.
Exactly.
There's like $800 worth of games coming out before that. It's like
Facts.
Probably $1,200 worth of games coming out. You know, I could care less. I wait for the official announcements, and then maybe I'll get excited. But it depends on the features of the console. If I have like PC like features, then yeah, maybe. But if I don't, then I could care less. I just play the same games I would play on Scorpio on my standard Xbox One and enjoy them like anybody else would.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at too. I'm just waiting. Like at this point, like I'm just. Nels Cody says $6.99 confirmed.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be that. I think the sweet spot. I think the sweet spot's going to be between $3.99 and people say sweet spot $3.99 and $5.99, but I think it'll be like $5.49, and they might have a price cut by the holiday.
Well, they've already said there's going to be multiple SKUs, so I think there's going to be like a bare minimum for a lot of it. Like it's going to be something like there's like a 2 terabyte model.
Yeah, I think cheaper hard drives
like the cheapest one, and then it's going to be like a 5 terabyte. I don't know, but something like that.
Full ass Scorpio, the thick model.
The thick model.
No, it's going to be the Scorpio and then the Dwayne Johnson Scorpion King model.
I'll have to buy that one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, my mind just went south when you guys said the thick model. Anyhow, so
I think there's a lot of speculation out there,
and way too much reaction.
Yeah, I honestly
of everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The same people who are just hyping up stuff that's unbelievable and ridiculous. That's one end of the spectrum, and then you've got people who pretend to be journalists writing articles about we're taking the sting out of Scorpion. I'm like, really? What exactly have you confirmed here that you're just jumping and pouncing on this? Like, just
yeah. But there's also, on the flip side, there's also people writing articles like it's like the Beast, without even.
That's what I just said.
No, I'm saying,
you said taking the sting out of Scorpio.
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of both sides going on. Honestly, people with like an axe to grind, and then there's people who are just looking for anything.
That's why people just shut up and just wait for Microsoft to show what it is, and then everybody can jump for joy or try to shit on it or do whatever they're gonna do. But until we actually know what it is, like, I don't understand what the hype is about. Yes, we know 6 teraflops. We see the white paper. Yes, that's all fine. Until Microsoft either confirms or denies any of this, it doesn't make a difference. When E3 hits and then, they come out swinging, then everybody can be excited. But I don't understand the unnecessary hype or the unnecessary, like, trying to downplay the console when we don't even know anything official.
That's true, man. That's very true. It's true, and it's consumer. I mean, you just wait and see, and then you make a decision based on facts. As opposed to speculation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
I will say it's an interesting position, though. Honestly, like it's being in the reverse position of what it was in 2013, where Sony came out first and they said, "Okay, here's the PS4 in February," but they didn't really actually show it, but they kind of gave you a general like working of what it was. And then we were waiting for Microsoft, like, okay, is it going to be more powerful? Is it going to be weaker? We don't know. But the one thing we know for certain this time is it's going to be more powerful than the Pro. And right now, everyone's just trying to either beef up the power difference or minimize and say it's not that much more powerful. Like it's an interesting position. I don't recall being in this position before. We're waiting for upgrades.
Well, no, this is
Started
new
seeing.
to the console industry. I mean, we've never had, iterations of new, consoles, right? And we could argue. I mean, like the Scorpio could really be a next gen console.
Yeah, we don't really know. I mean, there's that rumor that it's going to be both iteration and a next gen console. I mean, Phil said no one's left behind. That's true. He never said that there's not going to be exclusive games for it. Sony said there's going to be no exclusive games for the Pro. So you also got to take into account. Oh shit!
The
this
Xbox One is the base model. Nothing will be left behind. Eventually, that will change.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think what's going to happen with these systems is that, at least for the Microsoft model, I think they're moving more towards a mobile aspect. But think of game generations in terms of OS updates for your phone. Like, there's going to be a certain point. Yeah, there's hardware upgrades every year, but there's going to be a certain point that your old phone is not going to be able to support the OS, and they're not going to update it anymore. Yeah, so I would think that, like, I don't know what kind of schedule they're working with, but it would be something like, you got the original Xbox One, and the Scorpio comes out. All the Scorpio games are going to work on the Xbox One, but then 4 years from now, or maybe 3 years or something like that, Xbox Capricorn gets announced.
Capricorn.
And keep it with themes, because it's going to be the GOAT.
Xbox GOAT.
That's fantastic.
But the Capricorn coming out, and then it's going to be, okay, the Scorpio is now the base model, and the Xbox One's kind of phased out, but the Xbox One still has access to the Scorpio games, but it's not going to be able to run the Capricorn games because the new base hardware is going to be the Scorpio. It's good for many generations.
My thing is, I don't want it to be about resolution boost. I want to see developers take advantage of the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like a lot of people are putting emphasis on resolution. And yeah, resolution's part of it, but it's not all of it. And there's certainly, like, look at the Scorpio, they could do a lot of things with regards to graphics, AI, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will do it though, especially like third-party games, because like then you could say like this game is definitively different on this console. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they'll take advantage of the extra power in that regard. As far as adding different AI and things like that, you may see like different textures. Frame rate will probably be better, and overall resolution will be better. But as far as like enhancing the game beyond that, I don't think we'll see that from third parties.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when the original Xbox was out? It had the GameCube out at the same time, and it also had the PlayStation 2 out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The Dreamcast was there for like a day.
Yeah.
I love my
Rest in peace,
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
I'm about to leave, but I'm gonna close on this. But remember how when they had the third-party games? Let's take, say, SSX Tricky for example, one of my favorite third-party games. I love that game on the PS2. I just got out of college. I was playing that, and I was like, "Oh man, this is great!" And I was like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna pick up an Xbox." So I got an Xbox, and then I played that. I got SSX Tricky on the Xbox, and I'm like, holy shit, this game looks so much better. I mean, it was running at like a whopping, I don't even know, I think it was still 480.
Yeah.
But the textures were better, and it was so much smoother than like I had before, And I think that it was just that little bit of difference. I knew that for me at that time, I like the PS2 controller more than I like the Xbox controller, the original Xbox controller. This is before the Xbox S controller. This is the Duke, yeah. So I'm like, man, I really like the controller on that, but man, this runs so much better. And I think that's the situation we're going to have, I think, for third parties. I mean, we're going to have games that are going to be the same, essentially, like B-Money's saying, but they're going to just look marginally better, unless the developer really wants to say, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna unload. Like I said, they might just say, we're gonna put the 60 frames per second version of an open world game out because this CPU can handle it. I mean,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you try to make your game look the best it could on the hardware you're given? So I don't know. I honestly don't know how they're going to swing this, but I hope it works out for everybody, and I'm excited for it. Whatever it's called, which is not going to be the Scorpio, but
no, exactly.
It's actually going to be called the Capricorn. So I don't know why, but I mean,
that's hilarious.
But I'm going to take off because my wife is looking at me. She's trying to get some sleep. She's pregnant, and keep.
Congrats, man!
Congrats.
Yeah, man.
Congrats.
I found out the name's gonna continue. Dun dun dun. It's a boy.
Nice.
So Anchorman, have a good night. B Money, have a good night. Sam, it was a pleasure. I don't think I've been on a podcast with you. If I have, I'm so sorry.
No, because you're alumni. I've joined after you stopped being a regular on here. It's an honor and a privilege to finally get to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
No worries.
That's why it's an honor.
All right, and Enrique, thanks for having me on, and it was great to be on.
Dude, anytime, man. Absolutely.
Enjoy those games, and next time you have me on, maybe I'll talk about Yakuza. I'm planning on playing it tomorrow, all damn day.
Nice.
But
nice.
So everyone, have a good night.
Good
all
night.
right, take care, man.
Hey, man.
All right, so
I don't want people to think that I'm down on the Scorpio because Enrique knows.
No, I know.
We know. We know, dude.
I want that joint to be like a monster. You know what I mean? I want it to be the beast everybody talks about. But like, I just can't get hyped for something if I don't know what the product is. So
let's wait for more stuff to actually talk about, right?
Yeah. That's where I'm at with it.
That's totally fair, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you know you could find a kid in a refrigerator in Fallout 4?
You can find a what?
There's a kid locked in a refrigerator.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
He's a ghoul too.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Just like
so random.
I'm walking around like, what the hell is this?
No, you can find
He's been in a refrigerator for 200 years. Like, what is this?
Yeah, maybe, man. But yeah. So B Money. I hear you, man. I think we're all. It's funny, like. I think some people think like when you're kind of just taking a wait and see approach, you think you're not, hyped for it, but that's not true. I think all of us here are excited for it, but we're all gonna, wait and see what happens because there's no point in getting hyped about something you know nothing about.
Yeah.
So but I think that's it for our topics for tonight.
Unless we're gonna talk about Prey some more. It's so funny, that game. I was not excited at E3, but slowly it has been getting my attention.
I tried to tell you, Anchor. I tried to tell you, man.
And I was in a weird mood back at E3, so I was drunk. I'll be honest, I was drunk, so it was not the best time.
I'm telling you that Bethesda party at E3 I heard was amazing.
And apparently, from what I hear from Fame, who went to what's it called, the QuakeCon, he was saying that like they treat you like a king. Like any Bethesda party, you have got to go. Make it work.
I'm telling you,
no matter where they are.
I need to go to E3. I need to do that. I have to do that.
We could go together. Brap road trip.
Yeah, do a Brap road trip to E3.
That's the thing, man. It's a pilgrimage. Like, I think every gamer should do it at least once. It changes your mindset on everything.
Oh, I bet.
Like, it totally changes your perspective on things. Like, people I used to think were important in the community, completely irrelevant. People I didn't know existed are suddenly extremely cool.
Damn. I hear that.
You see who the real fans are, because like these are the people who, like, what was the guy? Like the guy who like came from Africa. I think Len was talking about this. There was a guy who came from Africa for just a chance to go into E3.
Yeah.
He went to the Xbox fan event. Like, there's no guarantee if you go to that you're getting in.
Did he get in?
There's no guarantee. I think he did, but because everybody gave him tickets. Like people who got in for whatever, like us, like me and like the rest of us, we were like, okay, we were already going to E3, but we went there. It's like we gave our tickets away. Like I gave my ticket away to one guy who came with me who was doing the same thing. He had no guarantee of getting in, and I gave him my ticket, so he got in. And like it was like it's stuff like that. It's amazing, like to see people just so excited for gaming, and to make the trip out. Like it's really important. It really puts away a lot of fanboy mindsets.
Yeah, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. I just want to go there for the experience and hang out with gamers and just see all the stuff that they have there. So hopefully this year I can go out there and do it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But on that note, gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up because I got to dive into some Resident Evil 7.
Nice. I will be watching you stream that.
Yeah, and I'm going to stream it live.
You're going to stream?
Yeah, I'm going to
stream. We're going to check that out, man.
Yeah, I'm going to stream it, and I'll be streaming. So I picked up the PlayStation version, and so I'll be streaming it on YouTube. Dude, I'm telling you, man, you know what's messed up, man? I was talking to Eric after I picked it up, and we're talking about like some of the horror like movies that we've seen, and we started talking about what's that movie? Oh shit, what's it called?
What are you thinking of?
It's based on a Japanese horror flick, and
there's a lot of those.
No, The Grudge, The Grudge.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey Enrique, man, you remember that movie The Grudge? And he starts going, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm driving. And it's nighttime. I'm driving, looking behind me in my back seat of my car. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, dude, and I got my phone. I got Bluetooth in my car, so I'm hearing this in my speakers in my car. I'm like, dude, you can't make that noise, man. I'm trying to play Resident Evil 7, and you're making that noise. That's not making me feel good about playing it.
Nah, man.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that the VR version, from what I've heard, is ridiculous. It's like I heard it could potentially be like the killer app for PlayStation VR.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
it blows anything and everything else away on VR.
It's a AAA game. Should
right.
Remember I talked about that when the VR launched. I was like, it is unacceptable for PlayStation to not have its own killer app, and then we have to wait like 3 or 4 months before Resident Evil comes out, and this is going to be the killer app for it. Like, it is unacceptable for Sony to release products and not have games to support it.
John mentioned that earlier about he was surprised that Sony doesn't have a first-party game that's a killer app for PlayStation VR.
And they killed the only one with any promise.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I don't even have a PSVR, and I'm still really mad about that. Honestly, Riggs and Gorilla and the team at Gorilla Cambridge, they showed such promise.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that what happened to them was basically like a rare situation where they got put on, KP, they got put on the boring duty, and they just did what they had to do just to get by. So they had oh, here's your chance to shine. Oh, you didn't sell 10 million units? Well, sorry. Like, it's sad to see that happen. Because honestly, that was the only game I was interested in for VR as a whole. Like, the only thing I saw that was of any interest that I got to try out was Doom, and that was like, and we don't know when that's coming out. It's hopefully this year, I think. That was this year.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Bethesda and Oculus are going to court right now.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. It's
VR technology. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I think it's technically ZeniMax, but yeah, it's Bethesda.
It's ZeniMax. Yeah.
It's because ZeniMax the parent company of Bethesda now, but yeah.
Well, their headquarters is so booty.
Yeah. Well, I told him. I remember talking to somebody. I remember talking to some Bethesda guy. I remember making this threat, like this casual threat, like if you don't release Fallout 4 this year, or at least announce it. It was after what was it, the Great War date back in 2014, where
Hey, Anchor, it sounds like you need to stay away from the Bethesda parties, man.
No, this is back in 2014,
Yes,
on October 23rd. In Fallout lore, it's a very big deal because that was the date of the Great War, and E.T. Dellums, the voice of Three Dog, was like basically he was hinting so hard like big Fallout news is coming out next week, and it was like, oh no, this is it. And he was like hyping it up, like he wasn't telling anybody what it was about, but he was hyping people up, getting people really excited, and we're like, oh man, here it is, and then like all of a sudden like nothing. And then Bethesda announced, we have a Great War t-shirt sale on the Bethesda store. I'm like, oh, you bastards. I was so pissed. I was like, if you guys do not release it, you got like 1 year from now. If you do not announce Fallout 4, I'm going to be pissed off. And then and I'm going to go to Bethesda, Maryland. I'm going to go to the studio.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, their ZeniMax headquarters, it's not what you think it is. It's like an old building.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, and you, yeah, it's I was surprised, man. And everyone there smokes. That's the other thing. Everyone smokes. They have smoking stations outside the building. It's hilarious. But yeah, all that stress, man. That industry's stressful. People smoke and probably drink. And God knows
probably heavy drinking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Dude, like at Bethesda parties, open bar. It's open bar.
Yeah,
like, oh my god.
I gotta go to E3. Give me an open bar. Get on stage. I'll start making announcements.
You're gonna get up there, and Aaron and Phil are gonna be looking for a cane to pull you off as you're yelling out drunkenly, "You get a Scorpio, and you get a Scorpio."
Yeah. Everyone, Xbox Scorpios. I'm gonna go to Bethesda and be like, Fallout 5's coming out. And guess what? No more ham faces.
You're gonna have to.
We got a new
game style. You're gonna have to dodge Todd because he's gonna be stalking the halls looking for you.
Dude, Todd is short, like really short. I mean, I'm 6'7". Everyone's short to me, but
everyone's short to you, man.
Like I'd say he's like 5'9", maybe.
Dude,
maybe less than that.
Wow, yeah, if he's less than 5'9",
he is short. Like, I'll show you a couple pictures. I had to crouch down to get down there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, so I can go. I gotta eat. I gotta eat some food first before I play some Resident Evil 7.
That's cool.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna try to stream an hour. I can't make any promises, but I'll try to stream an hour. And it'll be on.
Better move quickly, man.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. I don't know, man. I'm just
don't be slow creeping, man.
I'll be there with you,
man.
I'll be there with you, laughing every step of the way.
Oh, come on, man. See, I was gonna be like, stop being a bitch. Come on, just push through.
Hey, go through that door. You'll love it.
Yeah, exactly right. Set me up, right?
No. If you should experience it for yourself. But if you want help, I'll hold your hand. I'll help you out.
Oh, see that? Hold my hand. No,
I'm trying to be nice. I will help you if you need help.
No, I don't need hand holding. I'll be okay.
Some of these, I will warn you, some of these puzzles are not fun to solve at all. That some of them are no joke.
Yeah, I think like the first puzzle where you had to like you got to like spin something on the wall to like match it up or whatever. I was like, man, what the hell is this? And I finally found the piece because like I watched the video. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
and
the instructions, like your objectives, are very vague. It's literally it's like one line, like get out of the house, and hopefully you've been reading the files and paying attention to things around you.
It's like run, and that's it.
Yep.
Run where?
And the first time that he walked out of the walked out of the wall or whatever, like that shit scared the shit out of me, man.
See, I've seen that video. I've seen that video so many times now, though. I'll be okay.
Yeah, it's different experience in it, though.
Oh man. All right. Well, so I'll I'll probably start streaming that in 15, 20 minutes or so after we get off here. So, yeah. Hopefully I don't. I'm gonna try to do an hour.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Go
If
for
not,
it, man.
yeah. But anyhow, so big shout out to Al for coming on, joining us tonight, and Anchor. Thank you again, man. Always a pleasure having you on, man.
Just ask.
Yeah. And B Money and Sam, thank you again.
Absolutely. It was
Appreciate it.
good.
Always, man. Always.
Yeah. I know we kind of went over a little bit.
It's
But
Friday night.
Yeah, it's
We
Friday
don't
night.
have to rein it in. It's Friday night.
Yeah, it's Friday night, so it's all good. And big shout out to John and Eric, who couldn't join us tonight. And we'll be back at a regular scheduled time at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. So remember, give us a like. And if you haven't subbed, give us a sub and tell all your friends about us. Let's have a good time and shoot the shit, talk video games, and drink beer. 'Cause
Amen.
that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Yeah, drinking beer and playing video games. I will say this one. You know what's crazy? So, and this will be my last rant of the evening.
Uh-oh.
So, it's crazy because I've been primarily gaming on Xbox since the OG Xbox. I had a PlayStation 2. OG Xbox came out. Xbox Live dropped. I was a beta tester, and 360 came out. Gaming on 360, and got an Xbox One. Got a PlayStation 4, and this is like the first time in a long time that I can remember that. And this goes back to what I think you said in the past, like about gaming. Like you go where the games are, right?
Yeah.
And this isn't a shot, by the way. I know people, he's taking a shot at Microsoft. No, I'm not. But for me, it's interesting because for the last 16 years, majority of the time I was gaming on Xbox. Majority of the time, like I was buying software on the Xbox. And dude, it's crazy. So Sony released that they've sold 400 million games.
Yeah, something crazy like that. Crazy attachment rate.
Yeah, their attachment rate is 7.51. It's higher than the PlayStation 2. And the PlayStation 2 is I think the highest selling console of all time, right? Yep. And B-Money, you remember the PlayStation 2 was a fucking juggernaut.
It was, man.
I mean, it had so many exclusive games on it. You're talking about third-party exclusives. Games like Grand Theft Auto, Onimusha, Devil May Cry for a little bit. Final Fantasy. The list goes on and on.
I can't play Tomb Raider at the time, man.
Yeah. And it's and it's funny. I read that article about the attach rate. I'm like, holy shit! So I went back and I looked at all the games that I bought recently, and all the games that I have on the PlayStation 4. I didn't realize this, dude. I have double the games that I have on PlayStation that I have Xbox right now. And for the first time in 16 years, I'm primarily gaming on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with all the releases that have come out this year. Gravity Rush 2, Yakuza. I did pick up Resident Evil 7 on PlayStation. It's just crazy. It blows my mind. And again, I'm not trying to, knock Xbox or anything like that. It's just interesting for me to have that kind of experience, But it goes back to games. It goes back to, at the end of the day, what matters the most is the content more than anything else. So that's my rant for the evening. Content.
Play what you enjoy.
Yeah. And that goes back to what you said, B-Money, a long time ago. I remember you saying, I go where the games go. I go where the games are.
I've been saying it, and I will continue to say it. As a gamer, I go where the games go. Just like everybody gives me shit about the Nintendo Switch, but there's games that I'll play on there that I won't play on the console, like Sonic Mania, and I'll probably play Rhyme on the Switch, and you know the little indie games that they have on there. You know, I just go where the games are. You know what I mean? That's where I find the most happiness. You know, why should I deny myself if it's something that you know I think I'll get into? So, you know, when there's great games on the Xbox, you'll see me on there, and you can catch me at Xbox Live Party. When there's something on a Nintendo product, I'm there. If there's something on a PlayStation product, I'm there. You know what I mean? So I'm where the games are at, and as long as there's quality experiences out there to be had, I'm definitely gonna, you know, jump into it and see if I can enjoy it.
Yeah, that's true, man, and that's what I'm going through right now, man. That's exactly what I'm going through, and it's interesting. I've had some people. I won't say their names, but I've had people say, "Oh, you flip flop." I'm like, no, there's no flip flopping. Just it's about gaming. It's about enjoying content. That's what it's about at the end of the day.
Yeah, and when you go, like, you know, Anchor brought up E3 and you know, different events like the team has gone to, like QuakeCon and PAX and stuff like that. But when you go to events like that, that's all you see is actual gamers who actually want to talk to you about games and different experiences. And, you know, everybody's got a story about, you know, how they experienced a certain game or, you know, what they did or the choices they made and things like that. And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like, not this bickering back and forth about who's got the best console, who's got, you know, the best this, the best that. It's all about the experience, man. And, you know, that's why we're gamers. And that's why it's so fun, you know, for so many of us. And we can always look back on our childhood because, like, those experiences can never be taken away from us. And that's why we continue to play these games. And when you're around other people who just want to enjoy gaming, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It really is. It really is. So, on that note, big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you again for joining us tonight. And remember, we will be back on our regular scheduled time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. Big shout out to our guest, Anchorman and Al. And a big shout out to E and John, who stopped by for a little bit. And we'll catch you guys next week. Remember, gamers, to game on, but more importantly, have fun doing so, because that's what gaming's all about. Peace.
Peace.